out of some key areas after Ukraine pushed ahead. And this was about 6 days ago, 6 to 7 days ago, in the last week. The Ukrainian troops have really kept up the pressure on the Russian forces who were retreating in different parts, especially in cities like Kharkiv, where the Ukrainian forces continue to press deeper into occupied territory and send more Russian troops fleeing ahead of the counteroffensive, and had claimed inflicting a stunning blow to Russia's military prestige. So I think the timing is interesting because Russia did suffer some setbacks in Eastern Europe, and I think on the back of those reports of a retreat in Eastern Europe and Kharkiv, this offensive is strategic, perhaps aimed at sending a larger message.
Right, absolutely. As Niranjan is pointing out, of course, this call for partial mobilization from the Russian president, of course, comes at the time when there is supposed to be a referendum that will be held. It's been called as a hurriedly called referendum that takes place in Luhansk and Donetsk. And obviously, there is perhaps worry as far as this is concerned, because this does seem to be the Russians escalating the war in Ukraine. Niranjan, of course, continues to be with us. He's bringing us reactions as well. Niranjan, we are of course still awaiting for reactions to come in from the West to this, but this will be of grave concern because as winter months approach and the prices of things continue to rise and cost of living crisis essentially continues to spiral out of control across the West, this perhaps is going to be even more worrying if Russia goes through with this, because a partial mobilization also then means that this is going to be wartime economic practices as well for Russia.
Well, what's interesting is that he's saying it's not a bluff. He says he will use all kinds of weapons, nukes if needed, and this makes I think the threat all the more serious, all the more dangerous, and I think in the next few days. We're getting a soundbite on APTN as well. Let's see if we can cut across to that on the surface device in the newsroom. That's what Putin has said to the people of Russia. I'd like to play that out. Okay, I'll just go back to that. Just a bit.
All right.
Available if we can play that, please, on the surface device in the newsroom.
All right, as we are pointing out, of course, the Russian President Vladimir.
The questions that will arise from that will emerge after that. No one is going to mobilize to recruit students and other people so they can keep going to their colleges and universities. No one is going to recruit them or to mobilize them. And those who were conscripted, it doesn't have to do with them as well. So they will not be mobilized, they will not be sent to the special military operation area. Our conscripts, they will continue serving. We have a huge mobilization reserve for those who have more experience, those who have necessary competence and skills. We're speaking about almost 2.5 million people, so this partial mobilization is like 1%, maybe slightly more than that, 1.1% maybe, of the total number of our mobilization reservists. The contact line, you can describe it as a front line, it exceeds 1,000 kilometers. So obviously,
well, that, of course, is the Russian President Vladimir Putin announcing a partial military mobilization in Russia, putting the country's people and economy on a wartime footing as Moscow's invasion of Ukraine continues. Now, this appears, of course, to be a pre-recorded statement in which Putin says, and I'm quoting what he says, the West wants to destroy our country and claim that the West had tried to turn Ukraine people into cannon fodder. These, of course, are translated comments that we are telling you about. Now, the backdrop of this is extremely interesting because it comes as we are hearing that there has been a hurriedly called referendum in occupied territories, that is Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson, as well as Zaporizhzhia. Zaporizhzhia is the place where the nuclear plant is, and in that statement I think he also goes on to say that we will use nukes, this is not a bluff. So Zaporizhzhia in that context becomes extremely important because there has been a lot of concern about the nuclear plant in Zaporizhzhia and the safeguards that are in place. Also interesting timing in terms because do remember that the UNGA is taking place, and the US President Joe Biden as well as Ukraine's President Zelensky will be addressing world leaders at the UN. So as we are pointing out, of course, the Russian President Vladimir Putin, of course, has announced a partial mobilization in Russia as the war in Ukraine reaches nearly 7 months and Moscow loses grounds on the battlefield. Now, Putin, of course, has also warned the West that this is not a bluff, that Russia would use all means at its disposal to protect its territory. The Russian leader's televised address to the nation comes a day after the Russian-controlled regions in eastern and southern Ukraine announced plans to hold votes on becoming integral parts of Russia. So that's what I was talking about, of course, that there is going to be a referendum that will be held in these places. Now, these, of course, are 4 territories. There is Donetsk, there is Luhansk, there is also Zaporizhzhia, as well as certain other parts in eastern Ukraine. Now, the Kremlin backed efforts, of course, to swallow up these 4 regions could set the stage for Moscow to escalate the war following successes of Ukraine. And Ukraine's success, of course, has been due to largely weapons that have come in from the West. The US, of course, has supplied Ukraine with a large amount of weapons, and that is something that's turned the tide, perhaps. And what we are given to understand is that Putin, during that address, also accused the West of engaging in nuclear blackmail and noted statements of some high-ranking representatives of the NATO states about the possibility of escalating that war. Wing Commander Praful Bakshi on the phone line with me. Wing Commander Bakshi, good afternoon. How do you read what's happening currently? Would you say that this perhaps is an escalation and that this could perhaps signal a major push by the Russians in this war?
Absolutely right, madam. This is now an indication that Putin has realized that his commanders at the lower level probably have not carried out their act properly, and they may have lost the ground. But there are other expert opinion ways mentioned that Putin wanted to give away this ground because it was not very necessary, and it is pressurizing on regularizing the areas which he has won. But whatever the case may be, this is going to escalate the whole war further. And not only this, now Russia is now going to use its main weaponry, their main soldiers. A lot of conscript soldiers were being used. Probably now they are going to use the main army, and they will be more ruthless in the tactical area. But this also will spell more loss to humanity, because Ukraine is keeping their weapon systems, defensive systems within the civil area, and that is why the attack will be carried out on the civil areas. Not because Russia wants to attack civilians, and that also will be a great loss to humanity. But whatever the case may be, the whole things now will develop and things will become serious. America will have to now, and America and the allies, especially the NATO countries, now that they realize that the game is, they have overplayed the game. Now they will have to do something very, very fast, whether it is on reconciliation, whether it is on a diplomatic movement, or intervening in the war by using weapons themselves. I mean, physically coming in. I doubt whether America would like to come physically in, as it is promising Taiwan. But here, the case is quite different. Lot of armament industries now will gain momentum and gain a lot of profit at the cost of humanity, Russia and Ukraine.
Right. Wing Commander Bakshi, in that statement, which appeared to, of course, be a recorded one, Vladimir Putin, some part of that, of course, was aimed at the West, where he says, and I'm quoting what he said that if our territorial integrity is threatened, we will defend Russia and our people. We will do it by all means that we have possible. And this is not a bluff. How do you read that statement? Do you now see perhaps a widening of this conflict?
Yes, it is not a blackmail at all, as you are saying. Putin is very serious. Now, Putin is going to make a lot of changes in the higher command. That is also, and probably he will start monitoring the whole thing himself. That is there because there has been a lot of, misgivings at the way the command has been carried out at top level. A lot of tactical mistakes have been done. They have exposed themselves quite a lot. There's no doubt about it. A lot of lives of civilians have been lost where Russia has been blamed. And and you will understand, madam, that the Russian media has been very, very poor in this. In fact, the Western media supporting Ukraine has been very active, and they have spread around the idea that the Russians are purposely attacking the civilians. That may not be the case because I know the humanitarian laws and how they are violated. They are being violated because wrong placement of defense and offensive weapons.
Right. Wing Commander Bakshi, appreciate your speaking to us on Republic TV. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's also go across on the phone line to Major General S.P. Sinha. Major General S.P. Sinha, good afternoon. How do you see the move that has been made by Vladimir Putin? Of course, he's announced partial mobilization. Do you think that this perhaps will essentially signal the escalation of this conflict?
You see, the counter-offensive by Ukrainian forces have produced unexpected result, firstly. And more than 6,000 square kilometers of area Ukrainian forces have regained. Now, that is a worrisome point for Russia. Now, what Russia is trying to do is that till now they said that this Ukrainian offensive was specialized operation. So as a result of tracing it or terming it as a specialized operation, the entire Russian army was not mobilized. It consisted of volunteers and militia. Now this has not produced satisfactory result, and Ukrainian forces have regained a significant portion of area in the east. Now Putin has only two options: A, that he continues to lose the ground, or
yes.
B, order general mobilization to ensure that the troops who are well trained and fully trained are sent to Ukraine to thwart any attempt of advance by Ukrainian forces towards Russia in the eastern sector. So if that happens, it is an admission of fact by Putin that till now his military planning has gone awry and it has not gone as per the plan. So it will have certain very important ramifications.
Right.
This will raise the morale of Zelensky. This will raise the confidence that NATO countries have reposed in Zelensky. But it's in a very serious situation. Yeah.
Absolutely. As you're pointing out, of course, this will also essentially signal the escalation perhaps and of Russia going all in. Thank you very much for joining us. I think we've got Group Captain Augustine Vinod also on the phone line with us. Group Captain, good afternoon. How do you see these announcements that have been made by Vladimir Putin, and what should we be expecting?
All right. Thank you, first of all, having me on such an important discussion. So, see, a couple of things I wanted to make it very clear to us, as Indians and our viewers as well. Ukraine had stunning counteroffensive gains in past few months. In fact, last week, backed by Western weapons especially. So heavy armor that probably Abrams tanks are going to go. HIMARS are going to go soon, and they are already using HIMARS, which was given earlier. So this nibble that Ukraine has been successfully doing has probably pushed Putin to go for this referendum. But a word about referendum, ma'am, is that I don't know how many people know the Donetsk People's Republic,
Yes.
the Donetsk province, was already an independent province. Already they had issued their own passports.
Absolutely.
They have a flag. They have an emblem. Similarly, is Luhansk People's Republic. Again, it was declared independent long ago. In 2014 onwards,
Yes.
they consider themselves partially an independent area. So what remains to be seen is the other two areas for which the referendum was held, and they wanted to join forces with Russia, is not something which we should be surprised about. And contrary to what the West is making it all about. So that we need to understand and report very, very clearly. West is making it as if the Donetsk as well as Luhansk is joining new Russia as for the new referendum. No, it is not. It is partially true. It is not fully true. So that is one point to understand. But what my worry, ma'am, is this little counteroffensive that gains that Zelensky is able to get in last 1 week, that should not push him or give him a false sense of security to push further. To me, it appears the little move back or little setback, to me it appears more of a strategic pullback rather than something which was by design. To me, it appears that they are wanting to suck in this rest of the troops that is now left in Ukraine to finish them off in Kherson and Zaporozhye. So Kherson and Zaporozhye regions are the ones which will now newly join the new Russia. But if you push Russia, and what I'm going to say is very important. If you now push Russia, then we could look at tactical nuclear weapon being used. It will be the second nuclear weapon that will be used, or third after Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Which is what, if you remember, day before Biden requested or sort of told Putin that please don't use tactical nuclear weapon. A tactical nuclear weapon is not like Hiroshima and Nagasaki, like huge weapon, but it is still a nuclear weapon that still cannot be used for a few 100 years to come. So my issue is usage of tactical nuclear weapons will spiral this war into a different dimension altogether. Even India probably, or all other United Nations, may have to go on a sanction against Russia, which will, further dwindle the energy supply to Europe. And today, 6 out of 10 people are devoid of energy just in Germany alone. Yes, ठंड में कितने लोग मरेंगे, only time will tell. So it is time that we weigh upon, like we weighed upon in the SEO meeting, we weigh upon both the parties to stop this, unnecessary bloodshed and war. Because to me, usage of tactical nuclear weapons will usher in third world
Yes.
war, which I don't want to see it in my lifetime because I didn't see the second.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As you're pointing out, obviously, Group Captain Augustine, we know this is going to increase fears of a larger scale conflict. Thank you very much for speaking to us on Republic TV. So that's the latest news that we are bringing to you about Vladimir Putin essentially upping the ante. You are watching Republic TV, and still to come, Jacqueline Fernandez's designer Lipakshi is also summoned by the ED. And the top court will be hearing the hijab issue again.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
The Delhi Police's Economic Offences Wing has now summoned actor Jacqueline Fernandez's designer Lipakshi for questioning in the Sukesh Chandrasekhar case. This comes after Jacqueline Fernandez was grilled for over 7 hours 2 days ago. The arrested Aam Aadmi Party lawmaker Amanatullah Khan will be produced before the court today at the end of his police custody remand in a case registered against him by the Anti-Corruption Bureau over alleged irregularities in appointments as the Waqf Board.
US Attorney General met with Ukrainian Prosecutor General at the Justice Department to discuss investigating atrocities that have occurred since Russia launched its invasion of Ukraine in February. The two signed a memorandum of understanding that establishes a framework for the two governments to work more closely to identify, apprehend and prosecute individuals involved in war crimes.
Know that the road ahead is neither short nor easy, but we and our Ukrainian partners will work tirelessly to pursue truth and justice. Our message is clear. There is no hiding place for the perpetrators of these atrocities.
US Secretary of State met with Lebanese Prime Minister at the UN. Lebanon has been in the grips of a 3-year severe economic crisis that has left 3/4 of its population in poverty after the Lebanese pound lost more than 90% of its value. Here's also what's making news across the globe. A bipartisan group of mayors said that whatever political differences they might have, they are united in fighting against recent voting restrictions enacted in some Republican-controlled states that they view as an attack on democracy.
We are all standing here together, Democrats and Republicans, elected officials on all different levels, to say that the infrastructure should be nonpartisan. Absolutely. The campaigns can go and do what they do, but the infrastructure, our democracy, is nonpartisan. And when that happens, then I think people can start trusting the system, respecting the process, and then feel comfortable with the outcome, regardless of where it may be.
New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern and French President Emmanuel Macron hailed progress made by the Christchurch called Cyber Security Initiative, which was set up after a white supremacist in New Zealand live-streamed the slaughter of 51 Muslim worshippers on Facebook in 2019.
It's clear that you can prevent this kind of terrorist behavior and what will guide people to terrorism through artificial intelligence. And it's impossible to pretend the opposite. So we will put pressure as well to have more commitment. The third point, because algorithm and artificial intelligence are the two pillars of our strategy to have.
It's the end of an era. Raju Srivastava passes away at the age of 58 after a 41-day battle in hospital. An artist, a comedian, a politician, millions paid tribute as one of India's best comic artists passes away. Russia-Ukraine war enters day 211. Putin escalates the war, drops fresh new threat, says it's no bluff.
Prime Minister Modi said a statement of principle on behalf of what he believes is right and just. Was very much welcomed by the United States.
After France, United States lauds Prime Minister's diplomacy on the world stage. $200 crore scam gets bigger after Jacqueline designer Lipakshi is to be grilled today. From Iran, anti-hijab revolution to focus on PFI role, arguments to continue in top court as the hijab debate rages on. Days after Leicester, communal tensions in Birmingham, mobs target a Hindu temple. And Raju Srivastava, who regaled audiences for decades with his immense comic timing and his jokes, is no more. Condolences are pouring in from all quarters. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has tweeted saying, Raju Srivastava brighten our lives with laughter, humor and positivity. He leaves us too soon, but he will continue to live on in the hearts of countless people. Thanks to his rich work over the years, his demise is saddening. Condolences to his family and admirers. Om Shanti. The celebrated comedian and actor passed away this morning at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. He had been battling for over 40 days. He was hospitalized for over 40 days after he suffered a cardiac arrest while he was working out at the gym. Raju Srivastava was 58 years old. And for decades, he will be always remembered as the comedian who regaled audiences, who regaled thousands with every appearance. One of the topmost performers of his genre, Raju Srivastava, has passed away. The world of stand-up comedy in India will never be the same again, as his family confirmed.
बहुत ही दुखदायी खबर आज हमें मिली है कि राजू श्रीवास्तव जी, जो केवल एक कॉमेडियन नहीं, केवल एक हास्य अभिनेता नहीं, बल्कि एक उच्च कोटि के कलाकार थे, वो हमारे बीच नहीं रहे। मैं उन्हें व्यक्तिगत रूप से जानता था। 80 के दशक से लगातार वो फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में, एंटरटेनमेंट इंडस्ट्री में कार्यरत थे और अपनी कड़ी मेहनत से एक गरीब पृष्ठभूमि में पैदा होने के बावजूद भी केवल अपनी मेहनत और अपनी कला के आधार पर उन्होंने बहुत ऊंचे पायदान और मकाम हासिल किए।
Breaking news coming in now. Jailed Satyendra Jain has moved the Supreme Court now. News coming in about Satyendra Jain, the Aam Aadmi Party leader and Delhi minister, has moved the apex court appealing for bail. And we're trying to get our reporters on this story. Meanwhile, news coming in of Satyendra Jain applying for bail. And that's the latest update. The apex court is to hear his plea tomorrow. Satyendra Jain, who has been jailed on various charges, has appealed for bail to the top court, and the Supreme Court has agreed to hear his bail plea tomorrow. We're trying to get a reporter on this story. So big breaking news coming in now on a plea that has been submitted by jailed Aam Aadmi Party minister Satyendra Jain to the Supreme Court. And in a major breaking news coming in the Satyendra Jain case, the Supreme Court to hear his appeal for bail tomorrow. And the Supreme Court has directed the Sessions Court to take up for hearing on September 22nd, that's tomorrow, the bail plea of Delhi Minister Satyendra Jain in the money laundering case. That's the latest we are hearing. But for more details, we go across to our correspondent Madhurima, who is joining us here with all the updates on this major breaking story. Madhurima, what can you tell us about Satyendra Jain's appeal for bail? He submitted a plea, we believe, in the top court, which will be hearing in the case tomorrow.
Well, Nupur, the Delhi Minister Satyendra Jain has approached the Supreme Court against the ED's petition to transfer the case hearing, and now the court will be hearing the matter tomorrow. Needs to be seen that Satyendra Jain has been battling with this Enforcement Directorate investigation for a very long time, and has not been able to get his bail, and all these efforts are being made in the similar direction where Mr. Satyendra Jain wants out. However, till now they have not been able to, the Satyendra Jain side has not been able to convince the court to give him a bail. However, it seems like the Enforcement Directorate's case is very tight gripped, and the evidences that have been presented in front of the court are enabling to move the case further, and this has created a lot of problem for Mr. Satyendra Jain as well, because that is causing a lot of problem for him to attain a bail from the courts. We'll have to wait and watch as to how the hearing proceeds after Mr. Jain has now moved this plea. Back to you.
Well, as we were telling you, Madhurima, stay with us. So we'll be coming back to you right after we tell our viewers about this latest breaking update. The Supreme Court has directed the Sessions Court to take up for hearing on September 22nd, that's tomorrow, the bail plea of Delhi Minister Satyendra Jain in the money laundering case against him.
उसमें 2 लोगों को अरेस्ट किया था, जिनमें से दोनों के नाम थे मुस्तफ़ा स्टैनिकज़ाई, दूसरे का था रहीमुल्ला रहीमी। दोनों अफ़गान नेशनल्स हैं, काफ़ी लंबे अरसे से इंडिया में रह रहे थे, मल्टीपल टाइम इनकी वीज़ा एक्सटेंशंस थी, UNHCR से इनका स्टेटस भी था। इनको जब अरेस्ट किया गया, इनकी इंटरोगेशन करी गई तो इनके इंस्टांस पे पहले 312 किलो मेथएम्फेटामिन और हेरोइन की रिकवरी हुई। गाड़ियाँ जो वेयर हाउस से आया वो सारी चेन इस्टेब्लिश करी गई। उसके बाद भी हमारी टीम ने इस पे लगातार काम किया, और इसी के चलते 16 तारीख को 4 दिन पहले मुंबई में जवाहरलाल नेहरू पोर्ट ट्रस्ट के एरिया में नाव शेवा में हमारी टीम ने बहुत बड़ा सीजर किया लिकोरिस, जो कि हेरोइन कोटेड थी। और अभी तक की जो एस्टिमेशन बाय वेट है, क्योंकि लिकोरिस का बहुत ज़्यादा वज़न था, 20 टन थी, 20,000 किलो, तो तकरीबन जो अभी तक एस्टिमेशन है 1.5% बाय वेट विच कम्स टू अराउंड 345 किलो, और जिसकी वैल्यू बनती है 1725 करोड़ इन इंटरनेशनल मार्केट, वो सीज़ करी गई है। जो पूरा कंटेनर था उसको ट्रांसपोर्ट करके हमारी टीम यहाँ लेके आई है। बाकायदा इसको कस्टम्स अथॉरिटी ने ड्यूली एक्नॉलेज किया और अप्रिशिएट किया कि ये बहुत बड़ा सीजर है, जबकि 21 जून 2021 में ये क्वांटिटी जो थी ये उस GNPT पे आ गई थी। इसके बावजूद क्योंकि किसी और एजेंसी को इसकी इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं थी और हमारी टीम का बहुत एक्सटेंसिव ग्राउंड वर्क था, इसके कारण से ये इतना बड़ा सीजर जो है हो पाया है। और ये एक पूरा जो नेक्सस है ये दर्शाता है कि किस तरीके से जो नार्को टेरर है ये कैसे हमारे देश को इम्पैक्ट कर रहा है, कैसे जो इंटरनेशनल प्लेयर्स हैं, एजेंसीज़ हैं जो कि इनिमिकल टू आवर कंट्रीज़ इंटरेस्ट हैं, हॉस्टाइल हैं, कैसे वो ड्रग को लगातार अलग अलग ज़रिए से, अलग अलग मेथडोलॉजी से कंट्री में पुश करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, कैसे हमारा जो यूथ है उसको एक बहुत ही ज़्यादा इतना बड़ा ड्रग जो है एक इंटरनेशनली माना जाता है कि अगर 2 kg ड्रग, 2 kg हेरोइन कोई कंज्यूम करता है ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम ऑफ कोर्स, तो इट कॉस्ट ऑलमोस्ट 1 लाइफ। तो अगर उस तरीके से देखा जाए तो ऑलमोस्ट हंड्रेड्स ऑफ लाइव्स इस सीजर से हमारी टीम ने प्रिवेंट करी हैं, जो कि ख़राब हो सकती थी, जिनकी फ्यूचर में मौत भी हो सकती थी। तो इवन फ्रॉम प्रिवेंटिव एंगल हम कहेंगे कि ये बहुत ही एक अच्छा पूरा हमारी टीम का काम है। और ये एक पूरा इंटरनेशनल, इसकी कितनी डायमेंशंस हैं ये हम आपको बड़ा ब्रीफली इसी चीज़ से आप समझ सकते हैं कि जिस आदमी जो इसके फाउंटेन हेड पे है वो अफ़गान नेशनल बेस्ड इन पाकिस्तान है, जो ओरिजिनल कंपनी है जहां से ये ड्रग को चैनलाइज किया गया वो अफ़गानिस्तान बेस्ड है। जो कंसाइनिंग कंपनी है वो दुबई की है। जिस पोर्ट से शिप हुआ वो भी एक नेबरिंग कंट्री की है। लास्ट सीजर जो था हमारा मेथएम्फेटामिन का वो चेन्नई पोर्ट से था। ये सीजर जो हमारा है वो जवाहरलाल नेहरू पोर्ट ट्रस्ट मुंबई से है। तो इस तरीके से, और इसमें जैसा कि हम ऑलरेडी बताया है कि अफ़गान नेशनल्स हैं जो इसके पीछे इसको पेडल कर रहे हैं, तो उनको ऑलरेडी अरेस्ट किया गया है। और भी जो स्ट्रिंजेंट सेक्शंस हैं उसमें भी हम उनका अभी देख रहे हैं कि कौन सी सेक्शंस उस पर और अट्रैक्ट होके, ताकि इस पूरे कार्टल को बिल्कुल रूट आउट किया जा सके और ये आउट ऑफ सर्कुलेशन हो। तो आई वुड अगेन से दैट एंटायर न्यू दिल्ली रेंज टीम अंडर डीसीपी प्रमोद कुशवाहा, एसीपी हृदय भूषण नेगी एंड बाकी सारे इंस्पेक्टर साहिबान और तमाम हमारी टीम के मेंबर्स ने बहुत अच्छा काम किया है। और किसी भी एजेंसी द्वारा 2 हफ्ते के बीच इतने 2 बड़े सीजर ये फर्स्ट है। पहले 312 केजी मेथएम्फेटामिन और अभी 345 किलो के करीब हेरोइन।
सर, ये कंसाइनमेंट जैसे आपने पिछली जो रिकवरी करी 312, ये कंसाइनमेंट पहले ला चुके थे या अब लाए हुए थे?
ये 21 जून 2021 को आ गया था कंसाइनमेंट, JNPT पे पड़ा था। DRI ने इसको वन ऑफ दी होल्ड कंसाइनमेंट्स में डाला था, लेकिन क्योंकि किसी भी एजेंसी को देखिए बहुत सारी पोर्ट पे बहुत बड़ी मात्रा में बड़ी अलग अलग वैरायटी की क्वांटिटीज़ आती हैं, अलग अलग कमोडिटीज़ की। तो जब तक आपको कोई इनपुट नहीं है, जब तक आप इंटेलिजेंस डेवलप नहीं करेंगे, जब तक आपका एक्सटेंसिव ग्राउंड वर्क नहीं होगा, तो उस चीज़ का एग्जैक्ट पता लगना बड़ा मुश्किल है। और इसमें एक चीज़ हम आपको और भी बताना चाहते हैं, जैसे लिकोरेस या लिकोरेस जो भी इसको प्रोनाउंस करें, इसकी जो मेल्टेड फॉर्म है ब्लैक फॉर्म, वो ऑलमोस्ट हेरोइन की एक फॉर्म से मैच करती है। तो दैट इज़ वाई जो पहले भी एक बहुत बड़ा सीजर हुआ था लिकोरिस का, 3000 केजी के करीब एक पोर्ट पे पकड़ी गई थी, तो तब भी ये जो लिकोरिस रूट है जिसको मुलट्ठी बोलते हैं हिंदी में, ये एक प्रेफर्ड रूट है क्योंकि इसका फॉर्म, शेप, अपीयरेंस जो मेल्टेड फॉर्म का है वो एक हेरोइन के फॉर्म से काफ़ी मैच करता है। और इसकी अपनी क्योंकि फ्रेगरेंस होती है और वो इतनी ओवर पावरिंग होती है कि अगर स्निफर डॉग से भी जल्दी से करा जाए तो इतना जल्दी नहीं होता कि वो पिक करी जा सके कि इस पर कोई ड्रग कोटेड है। तो दैट इज़ वाई दिस इज़ वन ऑफ द प्रेफर्ड रूट्स ऑफ स्मगलिंग इन नार्कोटिक। हाँ जी, क्योंकि हमने पहले भी देखा है, जो स्पेशल सेल ने पहले भी इसमें काफ़ी काम किया था, जब कॉमरेड बलविंदर संधू वाला भी शौर्य चक्र जो जिनको मिला था, जो नोटेबल केस था, तो उसमें भी देखा था कि जो ड्रग से मनी है बहुत ऑफ्टन जो है टेरर केसेस में फाइनेंस करने में, वेपन प्रोक्योर करने में, या पेइंग टू दी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड गैंगस्टर्स जो कि फुट सोल्जर बन के एग्जीक्यूट करते हैं टारगेट्स, जो लोग विदेश में बैठे हैं उनके कहने पे। तो ये भी जो हमारा सारा फोकस था, उसी के चलते स्पेशल सेल न्यू दिल्ली रेंज की टीम ऑलरेडी नार्को टेरर पे बहुत ज़्यादा काम कर रही है। तो इसी के चलते ये सारा पूरा जो ड्राइव है ये उसका वन ऑफ द मेन पार्ट है। मेथएम्फेटामिन भी जो रिकवरी थी इन दोनों के, मुस्तफ़ा स्टैनिक्ज़ाई और हिमुला रहीमी के इंस्टेंस पे हुई है। इस वाली ड्रग की भी जो रिकवरी है इन दोनों के इंस्टेंस पे हुई है। ये सेंट्रल इंडिया, नॉर्दर्न इंडिया, वेस्टर्न इंडिया, आप समझ सकते हैं 345 किलो हेरोइन है। और अगर स्नॉट करते हैं, जैसे जो इसके एंड रिटेल लेवल पे जो काफ़ी लोग इसका सेवन करते हैं, तो वो तो 1 ग्राम को भी 10-10 में स्प्लिट करके करते हैं। तो इसकी तो फिर आगे फर्दर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन बड़ी रिटेल लेवल पे है, और बड़े लोग हैं जिनकी ज़िंदगियां जो घर बर्बाद हो गए। तो आई वुड से कि ये जो दोनों सीजर्स हैं, दे आर अ वेरी बिग पॉजिटिव स्टेप in preventing damage to lot of families and their individuals' lives.
Is there a pattern to the drug seizure in the Mundra court, sir, and these 2 seizures that you have done, sir?
देखिए, अगर देखा जाए कि ये जो बड़े तस्कर हैं ड्रग्स के, ये भी अलग अलग पोर्ट को चूज़ कर रहे हैं। पहले वेस्टर्न इंडिया के पोर्ट्स को चूज़ किया, फिर सदर्न इंडिया में चेन्नई पोर्ट सामने आया, अब जवाहरलाल नेहरू पोर्ट ट्रस्ट का नाम सामने आया। तो अलग अलग पोर्ट से कोशिश करते हैं अलग अलग तरीके से, अलग अलग चीज़ों में कंसील करके, और ये कोशिश ये भी करते हैं जैसा कि यहाँ भी हमने देखा, इसमें भी एक्सट्रैक्शन करनी थी फर्दर इन्होंने, तो काफ़ी बार ये अलग अलग चीज़ों में उसको मिक्स करते हैं। और
So mega drug bust, Delhi Special Cell News briefing there talks about a drug bust that has cracked an Afghan drug cartel, and it's one of the biggest seizures in the present time. Moving on to other news stories making headlines at this hour. Coming up next, 200 crore scam gets bigger after Jacqueline, her designer Lipakshi, to be grilled today. Days after Leicester, communal tensions in Birmingham, mobs target Hindu temple.
US Attorney General met with Ukrainian Prosecutor General at the Justice Department to discuss investigating atrocities that have occurred since Russia launched its invasion of Ukraine in February. The two signed a memorandum of understanding that establishes a framework for the two governments to work more closely to identify, apprehend and prosecute individuals involved in war crimes.
Know that the road ahead is neither short nor easy, but we and our Ukrainian partners will work tirelessly to pursue truth and justice. Our message is clear. There is no hiding place for the perpetrators of these atrocities.
US Secretary of State met with Lebanese Prime Minister at the UN. Lebanon has been in the grips of a 3-year severe economic crisis that has left 3/4 of its population in poverty after the Lebanese pound lost more than 90% of its value. Here's also what's making news across the globe. A bipartisan group of mayors said that whatever political differences they might have, they are united in fighting against recent voting restrictions enacted in some Republican-controlled states that they view as an attack on democracy.
We are all standing here together, Democrats and Republicans, elected officials on all different levels, to say that the infrastructure should be nonpartisan. Absolutely. The campaigns can go and do what they do, but the infrastructure, our democracy, is nonpartisan. And when that happens, then I think people can start trusting the system, respecting the process, and then feel comfortable with the outcome, regardless of where it may be.
राजू श्रीवास्तव भाई वैसे तो कॉमेडी किंग के रूप में जाने जाते रहे, लेकिन मैं कुछ और भी बताना चाहता हूं साथियों। राजू भाई से हमारा संबंध लगभग 20 वर्षों का संबंध है। पहली बार अमिताभ बच्चन जी के साथ हम उनको मिले थे, और अमिताभ बच्चन जी हो या फिर देश के बड़े बड़े कलाकार, वो सभी लोग राजू श्रीवास्तव जी को बहुत प्यार करते थे, बहुत प्यार देते थे, बहुत सम्मान था। और राजू श्रीवास्तव लोगों के दिलों में समाना जानते थे। कॉमेडी करने वाला एक शख्सियत कितना गंभीर है कि उनके पीछे कई घटनाओं से आपको पता चलेगा। वो उत्तर प्रदेश में उनको पीछे यूपी फिल्म डेवलपमेंट कॉरपोरेशन का अध्यक्ष बनाया गया था। इस रूप में भी उन्होंने बहुत सेवा करी है, और एक कॉमेडियन होते हुए भी उनकी जो स्टार वैल्यू थी बहुत बड़ी थी। जब जब देश में कॉमेडी की बात आएगी तो सबसे ऊपर नाम राजू श्रीवास्तव जी का लिखा जाएगा। जो कुछ लोग हैं उनमें वो शामिल है। मैं बहुत व्यथित मन से
Breaking news coming in now. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has chaired a meeting of the Board of Trustees of the PM Cares Fund. The Prime Minister lauded people of India for contributing wholeheartedly to PM Cares. PM Cares works with a larger perspective of responding to emergency and distress situations, not only through relief assistance, but also taking mitigation measures and capacity building. Honorable Justice K.T. Thomas, former Judge Supreme Court Shri Karya Munda, and former Deputy Speaker and Shri Ratan Tata are also trustees of the PM Cares Fund.
Uddhav Thackeray moves High Court for Dussehra rally. For more on this, we'll be right back after this break.
राजू श्रीवास्तव भाई वैसे तो कॉमेडी किंग के रूप में जाने जाते रहे, लेकिन मैं कुछ और भी बताना चाहता हूं साथियों। राजू भाई से हमारा संबंध लगभग 20 वर्षों का संबंध है। पहली बार अमिताभ बच्चन जी के साथ हम उनको मिले थे और अमिताभ बच्चन जी हो या फिर देश के बड़े बड़े कलाकार, वो सभी लोग राजू श्रीवास्तव जी को बहुत प्यार करते थे, बहुत प्यार देते थे, बहुत सम्मान था। और राजू श्रीवास्तव लोगों के दिलों में समाना जानते थे। कॉमेडी करने वाला एक शख्सियत कितना गंभीर है कि उनके पीछे कई घटनाओं से आपको पता चलेगा। वो उत्तर प्रदेश में उनको पीछे यूपी फिल्म डेवलपमेंट कॉरपोरेशन का अध्यक्ष बनाया गया था। इस रूप में भी उन्होंने बहुत सेवा करी है और एक कॉमेडियन होते हुए भी उनकी जो स्टार वैल्यू थी बहुत बड़ी थी। जब जब देश में कॉमेडी की बात आएगी तो सबसे ऊपर नाम राजू श्रीवास्तव जी का लिखा जाएगा। जो कुछ लोग हैं उनमें वो शामिल है। मैं बहुत व्यथित मन से प्रभु से प्रार्थना करता हूं कि हमारे राजू श्रीवास्तव भैया के परिवार को, उनके सभी चाहने वालों को ये दुख बर्दाश्त करने की शक्ति दे।
दोस्तों, कोरोना के बचाव का संदेश हर एक के मोबाइल पे अमिताभ बच्चन की आवाज में आता था। मैंने सोचा शशि कपूर होते, अगर वो इसको बोलते तो कैसे बोलते। आपको तो पता ही है कि आज हमारा देश कोरोना की चुनौती झेल रहा है। कोरोना अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है। 2 गज की दूरी है बड़ी जरूरी। इसलिए थोड़ा सा मास्क पहनिए, हाथ धोते रहिए, थोड़ा सा घर में रहिए और तो कुछ आपसे नहीं मांग रहे हैं। जब तक नहीं दवाई नहीं होनी चाहिए कोई ढिलाई। दोस्तों, अगर इसी को विनोद खन्ना से कहलवाते तो आहा, तो तुमको तो ये पता है।
दूसरों की खुशी में अपनी खुशी देखने वाला राजू श्रीवास्तव भैया नहीं रहा। मुझे पता है ये समाचार देश में बहुत लोगों को व्यथित करेगा, मगर हम सभी जानते हैं काफी दिनों से वो अस्पताल में जीवन और मौत से जूझ रहे थे। बहुत कोशिशें की गईं, लेकिन हम उन्हें बचाने में असफल रहे। मैं प्रार्थना करता हूं प्रभु से कि राजू भाई को अपने श्री चरणों में स्थान दें और उनके जितने चहेते हैं उन सभी लोगों को ये दुख बर्दाश्त करने की शक्ति दें।
और भारत में एक मुस्कुराहट, एक हंसी की लहर और बड़ी बड़ी सामाजिक समस्याओं को अपने छोटे छोटे चुटकुलों से लोगों का जागरण कराने का काम, उन्हें जागरूक बनाने का काम करने वाले महान कलाकार राजू श्रीवास्तव जी हमारे बीच नहीं रहे। मैं बहुत ज्यादा दुखी हूं, इसलिए क्योंकि वो एक ऐसे कलाकार थे जो बहुत वर्षों में होते हैं और भारत में इस तरह का कलाकार कोई दूसरा हुआ भी नहीं। मैं ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करता हूं कि उनको, उनकी आत्मा को शांति प्रदान करे और मेरी प्रार्थना उनके परिवार वालों के साथ, उनके सारे फैंस, उनके सारे प्रशंसकों के साथ है जो सारी जिंदगी उनके हास्य को सुनते रहे और उसका आनंद उठाते रहे। ओम शांति।
दोस्तों, कोरोना के बचाव का संदेश हर एक के मोबाइल पे अमिताभ बच्चन की आवाज में आता था। मैंने सोचा शशि कपूर होते, अगर वो इसको बोलते तो कैसे बोलते।
Viewers, big news coming in right now. Viewers, remember that this is the 9th day of the Supreme Court hearing on the hijab ban. And what we are learning so far is a big admission is coming from the Karnataka government in the court. The Karnataka AG has said hijab can be worn in school. He's also stated that if the hijab is worn in the school, there is no objection. Even there is no ban on the school premises. Big news coming in, viewers, right now. Big news coming in. The Attorney General there making a couple of points, making some big admissions there. The Karnataka Attorney General is saying that hijab can be worn in school and has stated that if the hijab is worn in the school, there is no objection, even if there is no ban on the school premises. We're getting all the updates coming in from the court here on Republic TV. This is the day 9 of the hearings, which is continuing of the hijab ban. Remember, the Supreme Court is also, in fact, hearing multiple petitions, a batch of petitions challenging the ban on wearing hijab in educational institutions in Karnataka. And joining me is Prajwal. Prajwal, this is a big admission by the Karnataka government in the court. Tell us what exactly was said and what transpired in the court. Prajwal, can you hear me? Prajwal,
All right, the hearings are...
We are seeing that petition... Yes, go ahead, Prajwal. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Right. So now the Karnataka Attorney General Nawadgi has said that there is no issue when the students are wearing hijab on the premises of the school or the college. The issue is only pertaining to the fact that when they wear the hijab in the classroom, that is when there is a problem. Otherwise, we have never had problem is what he's stating. He's also, there is also clear mention in the Karnataka Education Act of 1983 as well that on the premises they can wear the hijab, but inside the classroom hijab will not be permitted. So the arguments in this particular case is going in accordance with what the Karnataka Education Act of 1983 had stated.
Right. And also, how do we expect, the court proceedings late in the day? Because it's day 9, in fact, of the hearings. Yesterday, there was a big, statements had come out from the court. In fact, the Supreme Court has heard the petition yesterday. And what had come out is that there was a definite statement being made in the court about the role of PFI and how it is a big conspiracy where students are involved. So, of course, this is going to go on for the next few days, Prajwal. How do we expect the proceedings to go on today and in the next few days?
Absolutely. Pertaining to this particular case, the role of the PFI has already been mentioned by the Solicitor General, as well as even in the Karnataka High Court too. It was mentioned, and the Chief Justice, the Karnataka Chief Justice Rituraj Avasthi too, had questioned the Karnataka Council, asking as to what is the role of the PFI, the Campus Front of India, and other organizations too, and how can these protests be how can these protests be coordinated at one point of time, and how at one point of time can over 300 to 500 people assemble in each school or college? So this seems to be coordinated or planned, and they need more information regarding this, which later was also provided by the Karnataka Council too. But pertaining to the role of the PFI in this particular case, there might be some more there might be some more evidences, documents that will be provided by the Karnataka government's council.
Right. Also, the Karnataka AG has made couple of points, very, very important points. He's also saying that there were some groups which actively associated with this. These are in the charge sheet. So he's making a couple of points. I'm just reading it out right now. We're getting live updates from the court as well. He's also mentioned that whether the right to dress as part of privacy right can be exercised anywhere, it is not so simple. So basically, a lot of nuances coming out from the court right now. Prajwal, just take us through what exactly is happening in court as of now. There's some big submissions in court and statements coming out from the Karnataka Attorney General.
Yeah, the Karnataka Attorney General, Mr. Nawadgi, has said that it has been portrayed that wearing hijab is a right of expression. But right to wear a hijab or whatever dress in school is defiance of the uniform rule is not a fundamental right. And he goes on record and states the Menaka Gandhi case too in this particular case. And he's also stated that the concern of the Karnataka government is to bring the students together. Irrespective of the faiths, it is to make sure that the student community stays united. So, you should not be giving space to any sort of radicals to split the student community. Otherwise, the communal harmony will be spoiled, and there will be no unity among any of the religions.
All right.
The whole
Prajwal,
concern
I'm coming back to you. I'm being joined by Swapnil Kothari, advocate. I'm coming back to you. Mr. Kothari, very, very strong statements being made there by the Karnataka Attorney General, where he's saying that there is no restriction even in school campus. It is only in the classroom. Very, very important statement. How do you read this, Mr. Kothari?
Well, it's a good development. I believe that there is some sort of a negotiated compromise coming from the Karnataka government, that they are not any, hardliners as such as far as this is concerned, but they are willing to go to the extent that you can wear it on the school premises. But when you come inside the classroom, you are obviously one inside the classroom, and there is complete secularism. So there is no distinction between somebody, wearing something and somebody not wearing something. So this is a great development in the sense that I believe now the people who are rooting for hijab will sort of also think about it twice and not push their case too hard. But even if they were to do so, the Supreme Court will confirm the ruling of the Karnataka High Court that hijab will not be allowed. But to the extent it may alter it, if the Karnataka High Court had said that it cannot be allowed at all on the school, the Supreme Court might just as well go and say that, okay, if there is a concession by the Karnataka government that you can wear it on the school premises or playground or whatever, but not inside the classroom, then to that extent the Supreme Court will alter the Karnataka High Court judgment. But other than that, it will confirm that judgment entirely. It will not allow the hijab inside the school classes at all. Because as I had said earlier on your channel yesterday, that if they were to allow that, it will open up a Pandora's box. What stops a student from telling me that let me wear, toned jeans or let me wear a capri or anything of that sort? Because that is essential to my practice. In as much as absurd and bizarre it may sound. But people can make tall claims if
right.
they really want to create a ruckus.
Well, thank you, Mr. Swapnil Kothari, for joining us here. And right now, viewers, the bench is rising for lunch break. Hearing will resume at 2 p.m. So we'll be getting you all the updates from the courtroom. And thank you, Prajwal, for getting those updates as well. I'll be coming back to you after the hearing resumes. Let's go ahead and look at the other big story we're tracking right now. And this one is coming ahead from Maharashtra. Big breaking coming from Maharashtra. The Thackeray faction has now approached the Bombay High Court seeking permission for holding Dussehra rally at Mumbai Shivaji Park, as BMC has not decided on their application. Court to hear the matter on 27th of September. Big news coming in, viewers, right now. The Uddhav Thackeray-led Shiv Sena has moved the Bombay High Court seeking permission to hold its annual Dussehra rally at Shivaji Park in Mumbai. So big news coming in. Remember that the court had ruled that the case is urgent and scheduled a hearing for September 22nd. Earlier, after the petitioner's lawyer raised the matter before the bench of justices and said that BMC had no reason to deny permission, that the application needed to be decided immediately. So another round of courtroom talks are expected on this, viewers, because right now the plea has been filed by Shiv Sena, and now this time it's the Uddhav Thackeray faction which has approached the Bombay High Court seeking permission for holding the Dussehra rally at Mumbai's Shivaji Park, because the BMC has not yet decided on the application, and this will happen on 27th of September. So the date is already out, viewers. The date is already out. 27th of September is when this hearing will take place. Remember that this rally, the rallies are being organized, in fact, for a very long time there. In fact, Sandeep is joining me. Sandeep, the party has held the rally at Shivaji Park every year. So for them, this is extremely important, that the permission that they're seeking to hold the Dussehra rally at Shivaji Park.
See, yes, the rally stands a huge importance for Uddhav Thackeray, and in fact, for the same reason, there is a tussle between Eknath Shinde and Uddhav Thackeray, and in fact, now, as the permission for Dussehra rally for Eknath Shinde faction at BKC ground has been given by MMRDA. So it will be very much crucial to see whether Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena faction will be getting the permission to do the Dussehra rally in Shivaji Park or not. And remember, due to the court's order, one cannot do any kind of public rally in Shivaji Park. And now, for the same reason, now Uddhav Thackeray has approached the Bombay High Court, and he will be seeking, in fact, the permission from the court for the Dussehra rally.
All right, thank you so much for joining us there, Sandeep, and getting us all the details. So the court will hear the matter on 27th of September. The Uddhav Thackeray faction approaching the Bombay High Court to hold the Dussehra rally. We'll be keeping a very close eye on this story. Let's move on to the other big story we're tracking right now. Now, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin right now has written to PM Modi to instruct the MEA to immediately take up the issue with authorities in Myanmar for immediate rescue and safe repatriation of 300 Indians, which include 50 Tamilians who are held in illegal captivity. So big news coming in right now. The CM there, M.K. Stalin, writing to PM Modi to instruct the Ministry of External Affairs to immediately, I repeat, immediately take up the issue with authorities in Myanmar for the rescue and safe repatriation of over 300 Indians, which include 50 Tamilians who are held in illegal captivity. So this is the big news we're tracking right now. The Tamil Nadu CM writing to PM Modi on this matter. And this is the urgent issue which is coming up, and M.K. Stalin is taking it ahead, writing about it to the Prime Minister right now. That's what we can tell you. In fact, the Tamil Nadu CM Stalin's letter, the letter is also there, as you can clearly see, viewers, on your screen. This is a letter that he wants to bring to immediate notice about the state of those 300 Indians, which include 50 Tamilians who are held in illegal captivity. So letter of that, you can also see that. We have put the letter out for you. This exclusive letter that the Tamil Nadu CM Stalin has written to PM Modi on the matter. And this is the letter that is highlighting the plight of the citizens of India. So he's also requesting that the MEA, the Ministry of External Affairs, look into the matter, the plight of the citizens of India. In fact, 300 Indians, which includes 50 Tamilians, not just Indians, but 50 Tamilians from Tamil Nadu are held in illegal captivity. That is what the CM Stalin is trying to highlight at this point of time. In the letter, you can clearly see, if I can read a little bit of the letter out, he says, I wish to bring to your immediate notice the information has been received by the state government that nearly 300 Indians, including around 50 Tamils, are stuck in Myanmar facing severe hardship. It's informed that they had initially gone to Thailand for IT-related jobs through private recruitment agencies. It is now understood that they were forcibly taken from Thailand to Myanmar for carrying out illegal jobs online. Further reports are being received that they are physically assaulted by their employers on their refusal to do so. The state government is in touch with 17 such Tamils who are desperately seeking to support the government to intervene quickly and rescue them. Also, Varshini is joining me. Varshini, thank you for joining us here. Just try to help us understand and why is this letter which has been written by the Chief Minister Stalin to PM Modi extremely important at this point of time. We understand that many Indians are stuck abroad in Myanmar, and even he has highlighted, the Chief Minister, saying that these Indians are held in illegal captivity.
Well, absolutely, yes. These 50 Tamils who are right now suffering in Myanmar and bringing them back to the state and to the country is what is the main motive of this letter that the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, M.K. Stalin, has written to the Prime Minister. He had mentioned in his letter to request and to instruct the Ministry of External Affairs immediately to take up this issue with the Myanmar authorities and try and to rescue all the Indians who are stuck there and bring back to the country. He's mentioned particularly about how the Tamil Nadu government is in contact with the 17 out of these 50 Tamilians who are stuck in Myanmar, and how that they are able to get all proper details and exact information about their whereabouts in Myanmar, and how it could help out in the rescue process that could be initiated by the Ministry of External Affairs. And this is definitely a very crucial letter, because here in Tamil Nadu, the families of these people who are stuck in Myanmar are constantly trying to speak to the Chief Minister and trying to bring up this matter to his notice to take immediate action upon it. And that is why the Chief Minister has now sought help from the Prime Minister so that he could intervene in this matter and bring about a solution, bring back all these people who are stuck there. Particularly 50 people out of the 300 are Tamilians, and to bring them back, and they were also illegally captivated. And right now there are sources from Myanmar. These 17 people who are in contact with the Tamil Nadu government keep giving information about how they are physically tortured, and that is why the Chief Minister has now taken up this matter with the Prime Minister.
All right, so Varshini is getting us all the big updates right now. Now, what she's saying is that the CM M.K. Stalin writing to PM Modi to instruct the External Affairs Ministry to immediately take up the issue with authorities in Myanmar. Is asking for intervention from PM Modi, because he is saying that over 300 Indians are stuck in Myanmar, including 50 Tamilians who are held in illegal captivity. They are being tortured and they have gone through extremely unfair treatment. Thank you, Varshini, for getting us those details. And as we get more updates in the story, do let us know so we can tell our viewers and get them the fastest updates on this big story we are tracking on Republic TV. Time for this report filed by our bureau.
In a terrible tragedy over here in Simapuri, in the national capital, 4 people were killed after a truck who lost its control mowed down these people who were sleeping on a divider. This truck which killed these 4 people was driving at a very high speed. The driver was driving recklessly, because of which it lost control, and suddenly when it lost control, it rammed into the divider and suddenly crushed 6 people who were sleeping on the divider. Now, the 4 people who have died have been identified as Muhammad Kareem, Chote Khan, Shah Alam and Pradeep. What we've been told was that 2 people died instantly on the spot, while other 2 died while receiving treatment at a government hospital in Delhi.
All right, viewers, let's go to the national capital, viewers, because Jacqueline's dress designer, actress Jacqueline we're talking about, dress designer Lipakshi appears before the economic offences weighing in the 200 crore scam. Big news coming in, viewers. After questioning Jacqueline Fernandez for 15 hours for the past 2 days, a Delhi police economic wing has now summoned the actress designer. The probe, remember, is on the 200 crore rupee extortion case linked to conman Sudesh Chandrasekhar. And Fernandez's designer Lepakshi will be now questioned by the probe agency. So this is what we can tell you right now. Now this, in fact, is happening as we speak because Jacqueline's designer has just reached the Economic Offences Wing office. You can see the exclusive visuals that we have got for you on your screen. Getting those visuals first for you, where you can see her designer enter the Delhi police for further questioning. Remember that this entire case is linked to the conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar, and right now Chandrasekhar is in jail. He's accused of cheating many people, including high-profile individuals such as the former Fortis healthcare promoter Shivendra Mohan Singh's wife as well. So not just his web is not just towards actresses. The actresses are not just in the web, but there are many others who are in the web of the conman. As with Sukesh Chandrasekhar. So this is an ongoing investigation which is happening, and this time after questioning Jacqueline Fernandez for 15 hours for over 2 days now, the Delhi Police's Offences Wing has now summoned the designer of the actress, and right now you can clearly see that she's entering the Economic Offences Wing for further questioning. Piyush Mishra is joining me for more. Piyush, tell us what's happening in the case so far.
Of just the designer of Jacqueline Fernandez, who is there at the EOW wing of Delhi Police. Remember that last time she was summoned by Delhi Police, but she did not appear and she cited health reasons. In fact, last time Jacqueline Fernandez did appear, the Delhi Police was trying to do a confrontation investigation between both the individuals, but it could not take place. Today we are seeing the pictures coming in of the dress designer of Jacqueline Fernandez reaching there at EWO wing of Delhi Police. Remember that Delhi Police has sent multiple summons to Jacqueline Fernandez and has questioned her as far as her links with Sukesh Chandrasekhar is concerned. In fact, Delhi Police wanted to investigate the kind of transactions those took place between Jacqueline Fernandez and Sukesh Chandrasekhar. Also, they wanted to know if the siblings, colleagues, family members of Jacqueline got benefited because of her relations with Sukesh Chandrasekhar, but that investigation could not take place last time, and today it is taking place. We have just seen the pictures coming in of dress designer of Jacqueline reaching there at the EOW wing. We'll have to wait and watch for how long she is going to be interrogated by the Delhi police officers. Remember that Delhi police is investigating the extortion case of Sukesh Chandrasekhar, and earlier not only Jacqueline Fernandez but also Noura Fateh was questioned. This time her dress designer is being questioned. We'll have to wait and watch what would be the further course of action at the part of Delhi police.
Well, Piyush, Jacqueline has been interrogated for several hours, but many aspects of the case are left to uncover. So that is why there are many other people and many other characters which are also involved in this scam. So, of course, the designer is one of them. Take us through exactly who are the people who have been interrogated by the Economic Offences Wing in the past few days, apart from Jacqueline Fernandez.
Those have been interrogated so far. There are a good number of Bollywood personalities. Those have been interrogated so far, which also includes Noura Fateh, Jacqueline Fernandez. Also, the dress designer is now being interrogated, and many other people have so far been interrogated by EOW wing of Delhi Police. What Delhi Police is trying to understand about the kind of transactions which took place between Sukesh Chandrasekhar and these individuals, those work in Bollywood. Remember that Noura Fateh was also questioned by Delhi Police, and so far the clean sheet has not been given to anyone. Jacqueline Fernandez has been questioned for 2 times in the last couple of days. Last time when she was called, she was questioned for around 7 hours. Before that, she was questioned for around 8 hours. She was asked about her bank details, about the transactions which took place between her and Sukesh Chandrasekhar. In fact, Delhi Police wanted to have a joint interrogation with Jacqueline Fernandez and her dress design.
All right, thank you, Piyush, for getting us all the details. Piyush is getting us the top details right now. Jacqueline's dress designer has appeared before the Economic Offences Wing in the 200 crore scam. We'll get you all the updates as we break the news first here. All right, let's have a look at what else is making news from across the nation. In a massive crackdown on anti-India elements, State Investigation Agency is conducting raids in Jammu and Kashmir. The State Investigation Agency has carried out raids in 2 locations in Jammu and Valley. Countering AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi for his shut Jamia Masjid remarks, Srinagar police has now fact-checked Owaisi and said that the Jamia Masjid is fully opened and the leader is staying far from truth is no excuse for ignorance. Students stage a massive protest in private university Jalandhar as a first-year student staying in the hostel dies by suicide. Huge number of students seen were on roads inside the campus of lovely professional university. The deceased student left a suicide note behind. A police claims that suicide note reveals that due to some personal reason a student had taken this extreme step. The students staged protests against the authorities with a demand for justice. JDU MLC Dinesh Singh was questioned at the Patna airport by the IT authorities. Dinesh Singh has been detained at the Patna airport after he arrived there from Delhi and was questioned regarding the cash that was recovered from him. State BJP President Adesh Gupta has urged the Lieutenant Governor to conduct an inquiry into the illegal occupation of the DDA land by Aam Aadmi Party MLAs. BJP State President said that Kejriwal government is now engaged in illegal occupation of Delhi's government land. According to Adesh Gupta, with the help of Waqf Board, Kejriwal government has illegally occupied DDA land adjoining a graveyard. The BBMP has been in the news for all the wrong reasons. The Karnataka High Court even wrapped them on 19 September and given them 10 days deadline to fill up all the potholes in the city. However, in the latest embarrassment for the Bengaluru civic body, the flyover, which is only 12 years old, has now caved in there for the second time in 3 years. A crucial union cabinet meeting will be held today. The union cabinet is likely to approve the national logistics policy in its meeting. French President Emmanuel Macron hailed PM Modi at the UNGA, saying that India's stand on the war was right, not for revenge against the West or for opposing the West against East. He further stated that it is time for our sovereign, equal states to cope together with challenges we face.
With these challenges, Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, was right when he said, the time is not for war. It is not for revenge against the West or for opposing the West against the East. It is the time for a collective time for our sovereign equal states to cope together with challenges we face. This is why there's an urgent need to develop a new contract between the North and the South, an effective contract which is respectful for food, for biodiversity, for education.
U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan has now welcomed PM Modi's remarks on the sidelines of the SCO summit. U.S. says Jake Sullivan said that PM Modi's speech, "Not time for war," is a statement of principle.
I think what Prime Minister Modi said, a statement of principle on behalf of what he believes is right and just, was very much welcomed by the United States and for the Indian leadership, which has long-standing relationships in Moscow from the very top all the way through the Russian government, to continue to reinforce that message that now is the time for war to end.
Here in West Bengal, BJP is protesting against the death of children in different parts of Bengal, especially in Birbhum. We will be looking into that story and coming back with more after a short break.
दोस्तों, कोरोना के बचाव का संदेश हर एक के मोबाइल पे अमिताभ बच्चन की आवाज में आता था। मैंने सोचा शशि कपूर होते, अगर वो इसको बोलते तो कैसे बोलते। आपको तो पता ही है कि आज हमारा देश कोरोना की चुनौती झेल रहा है। कोरोना अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है। 2 गज की दूरी है बड़ी जरूरी। इसलिए थोड़ा सा मास्क पहनिए, हाथ धोते रहिए, थोड़ा सा घर में रहिए, और तो कुछ आपसे नहीं मांग रहे हैं। जब तक नहीं दवाई नहीं होनी चाहिए कोई ढिलाई। दोस्तों, अगर इसी को विनोद खन्ना से कहलवाते तो आहा, तो तुमको तो ये पता है।
दूसरों की खुशी में अपनी खुशी देखने वाला राजू श्रीवास्तव भैया नहीं रहा। मुझे पता है ये समाचार देश में बहुत लोगों को व्यथित करेगा, मगर हम सभी जानते हैं काफी दिनों से वो अस्पताल में जीवन और मौत से जूझ रहे थे। बहुत कोशिशें की गईं।
The players of under 17 who were there in Saharanpur, and we can clearly see in the lunch which was served in the toilet.
बाउंड्री वॉल है, देखिए पूरी तरीके से क्षतिग्रस्त हो चुकी है। मलबा हटाने का जो कार्य है वो लगातार जारी है।
जयपुर के बीजेपी के कार्यकर्ता जो है विधानसभा की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं, लेकिन विधानसभा से ठीक पहले उन्हें रोका गया है।
Thanks for tuning in this afternoon. We are live and breaking. Let's get started with the headlines you're tracking this afternoon. An artist, a comedian, a politician, millions pay tribute as one of India's best comedians is no more. Karnataka government calls out lobby lie on hijab, says no hijab ban inside school. Russia-Ukraine war enters day 211. Putin escalates war, drops fresh nuke threat, says it's no bluff.
Mr. Modi said a statement of principle on behalf of what he believes is right and just. Was very much welcomed by the United States.
After France, US lauds Prime Minister's diplomacy at the world stage. 200 crore scam gets bigger after Jacqueline designer Lipakshi being grilled by the EOW. Communal tensions in Birmingham, mobs target now Hindu temple. And straight up starting with breaking news coming in, where the protest is being staged by the BJP, being led by Shuvendu Adhikari. The visuals are coming in right now of the mega BJP protest which is taking place outside the assembly against the TMC government over the dead body of a 5-year-old that was found in Birbhum. And Kishle also joining us live from the Bangla newsroom. Kishle, so that's again a BJP showdown outside the Bengal assembly. Give us more details and also talk to us about the dead body of a minor that was recovered at a location in Birbhum.
Well, Samiksha, it was making headlines when a child was missing, especially in Birbhum, in Bolpur area, Shantiniketan area, and later on the child's body was found in a neighbor's roof adjoining in an adjoining area. Just after that, BJP started today protesting in assembly and inside and outside assembly. And the main thing that what they were saying was that in West Bengal, the security of children, security of women has gone down. Therefore, police needs to take action in these cases, especially when a few days back, 2 boys were missing from Baguyati in Kolkata, and later on they were kidnapped actually, and later on their bodies were found. They were killed by the kidnappers, and it was alleged that in spite of requesting the police multiple times to take action, in spite of going to different ministers and MLAs and MPs, no one helped them. And now the story of Birbhum, where this 5-year-old child was found dead in a neighbor's roof, is also making headlines here in West Bengal. Therefore, BJP is staging protest outside the assembly, demanding action from the police side. They are also demanding that a CBI inquiry must be held in both of these cases, especially in the Shantiniketan case. Shubhendu Adhikari also alleged that the person in whose roof this body was found is connected to terrorist organizations like Al-Qaeda and different other organizations he named. Therefore, Shubhendu Adhikari specifically, the leader of opposition specifically, wants a CBI inquiry and wants action against the police officials and SP who did not take any action in spite of the complaints that were lodged. Samiksha.
All right, Kishne, thank you for getting us all those updates. We'll keep coming back to you. So the BJP demanding a CBI inquiry there on the death of a minor. We'll move on to more breaking news coming up. And news coming in from Andhra, where we are given to understand that face-off that has erupted between the TDP and the YSRCP, the visuals on your screens as well. The protest, the face-off that has erupted between the TDP and YSRCP were renaming the NTR Health University. Now, as the Jagan Mohan Reddy government moves to rename the NTR Health University as YSR Health University, the TDP there holding a mega protest. So a fresh flashpoint that has erupted between the TDP and the YSRCP over renaming of the NTR Health University. Aneri joining us live. Aneri, if you could give us more details on this fresh flashpoint that has emerged between the TDP and the YSRCP over renaming of the NTR Health University.
That's right, Samiksha. There's a massive face-off between the TDP and the YSRCP, which is ongoing in the state of Andhra Pradesh, where the Jagan Mohan Reddy-led YSRCP government in the state of Andhra Pradesh has decided to rename the NTR Health University after YSRCP. And we had seen how how back then the Health University is being named after NTR, but now the Jagan Mohan Reddy government has decided that this should be named after YSR. So now we have been seeing that there's a clashes between the YSRCP and TDP. War of words continue as the TDP hits out at the YSRCP government, saying that they have taken a wrong decision and they shouldn't rename this NTR Health University, whereas changing the Health University from NTR to YSRCP shows how the YSRCP government is working, is what the TDP says. But also at the same time, we see that there are massive protests which are happening right now at the NTR Health University, and also outside the assembly. We have been seeing how the TDP cadres are staging protests, and also not to forget there's assembly session which is going on, so in which we see that the TDP leaders, TDP MLAs are also raising slogans and also demanding that the NTR Health University shouldn't be renamed to YSRCP, whereas we see that there were also placards of NTR being shown by the TDP MLAs in the assembly session. So now mega protest which is being taken up by the TDP cadre there in the state of Andhra Pradesh over the decision taken by the Jagan government that they will be renaming the NTR Health University after YSR Health University now.
Yes, Aneri, just another point, if you could talk to us more, any response coming in from the YSRCP at this point, any probability if this decision to rename the university could be reversed?
Well, what we have learned right now is that the government, the YSRCP government in the state of Andhra Pradesh has decided to rename this health university after YSR because they have been comparing the NTR works and also the YSR works which have been done back then by both the leaders, because we had seen how NTR was also the former Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh and also the YSR who was the former Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. So the Jagan government there have been comparing both the works, and they say that there's
there's nothing wrong in renaming the university, whereas we see that TDP has been hitting out at the YSRCP over this decision. So all face-off continues in the state of Andhra Pradesh over this decision to rename the health university after YSR now.
All right, Aneri, thank you so much. We'll keep coming back to you as you track all the latest on that. So the protest, they're being staged by the TDP over renaming of the NTR University. And moving on to more news coming in, this one from Jalandhar, where protests have been taking place. In fact, just late last night, students staged protest outside the lovely professional university over the alleged suicide that was committed by a student. Meanwhile, huge number of students were on the roads inside. They took to roads to protest the suicide of the student. Now remember, this comes after a first-year student staying in the hostel committed suicide, leaving a suicide note behind as well. Meanwhile, the police has claimed that the suicide note reveals that due to some personal reasons, student was forced to take this extreme step. We have Amandeep breaking all those updates and reporting live from the Jalandhar University. Amandeep, if you could talk to us more about the situation that is unfolding as of now. Have the concerns of the students been allayed, and what is the university saying when we talk about the suicide case that's been reported?
Well, Samiksha, the statement of the university is saying that there were some personal reasons, and in fact, first we have joined some students here who have actually studied in LPU. What is your name?
अंशुल उपाध्याय.
आप कौन से डिपार्टमेंट से हैं?
Pharmacy department.
So yesterday you were in the protest also?
No, I'm in Low Gate, PG area. So सर ऐसा कुछ मतलब प्रोटेस्ट में था, पुलिस आई वहाँ पे, पर सबका मांग ये थी कि पहले आप मतलब कि पता कर लो प्रोटेस्ट किस चीज़ के लिए करना है आपको. सुसाइड हुआ है, 2 घंटे सुसाइड को हुए, इस चीज़ के ऊपर था और कहीं जा बाकी इशू नहीं.
क्या सिचुएशन क्या थी? प्रोटेस्ट हुआ क्यों था? आई मीन टू से व्हाई यू पीपल हैव
प्रोटेस्ट का कुछ पता नहीं है. क्या प्रोटेस्ट क्यों हुआ है ये मेरे को नहीं पता. बस ये है कि प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं बच्चे, इस चीज़ का पता है क्योंकि मैं बाहर रहता हूँ, हॉस्टल में रहता हूँ, तो मैं आपको बता सकता था.
तो प्रोटेस्ट जो हुआ था वो सुसाइड के बाद हुआ था, तो सिचुएशन ऐसी बन गई थी कि दे आर डिमांडिंग जस्टिस टू दैट केस. तो जस्टिस का मतलब क्या था?
इंसाफ को कुछ पता नहीं चल रहा किस चीज़ के लिए मांग रहे हैं, वो नहीं है, पता चल रहा. और वो पता चलेगा जब रिपोर्ट आएगी किस लिए सुसाइड करा उसने, वो पता चलेगा. न बाकी मुझे लगता नहीं है मतलब कि टीचर्स से कोई मतलब करेंगे फोर्स, वो अपना कर रहे हैं.
यूनिवर्सिटी अथॉरिटीज़ ने कोई स्टूडेंट्स के साथ कम्युनिकेट किया इस मामले को लेके?
हाँ, कम्युनिकेट हो रहा है. जब तो उनके पेरेंट्स को कॉल करा गया है, फिर उनके पेरेंट्स आए हैं, पोस्टमार्टम मतलब कि उनकी बॉडी को ले गए हैं, वो सब हो रहा है. वो जितनी जाँच पड़ताल है वो चल रही है पुलिस की तरफ से, वो आगे कॉलेज जानता होगा.
Is there any fear under the in students who are studying here after this entire situation?
Yes sir.
कोई डर स्टूडेंट्स के अंदर ऐसा इस सिचुएशन के बाद?
डर तो है ही कि सुसाइड किस चीज़ लिए हुआ है. बच्चे डरे भी हुए हैं कि हमारे साथ रहता हुआ बच्चे को क्या हो गया, पर वो अपनी सबकी माइंड सेट अलग है कि वो क्यों डिप्रेशन में है, किसी कोई अलग.
All right, Amandeep, I'm sorry I'll have to interrupt you there. We'll keep coming back to you for more updates. So yes, an unfortunate news that has come in from Jalandhar, where a student committed suicide. The reason for the suicide is not yet known. Meanwhile, the probe has also been launched. And moving on to more breaking news coming in, this one from Jharkhand, where it seems it's more trouble for the Jharkhand Chief Minister's aide, as the charge sheet, ED has filed a charge sheet against Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren's aide. The charge sheet that has been filed against Soren's aide, Pankaj Mishra. We'll go across to our reporters as well to get us more details. But this charge sheet mentions AK-47 recovery. ED in its charge sheet also stating that illegal mining of over 1,000 crore rupees. More details that are just coming in. ED having filed a prosecution complaint against the Prevention of Money Laundering Act before the special court under the PMLA at Ranchi against Pankaj Mishra, who is a close aide of the Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren. Now in this charge sheet, the ED has stated that during the investigation, 47 number of searches were conducted throughout India. We have a senior editor, Shravan, also joining us. Shravan, if you could take us through the details, the charge sheet that has been filed by the ED.
Well, in fact, the charge sheet has been filed against 3 individuals, Pankaj Mishra, whom the Enforcement Directorate is calling a close representative of Chief Minister Hemant Soren, Bachu Yadav, is a gangster, and Prem Prakash. In fact, Prem Prakash, from his premises,
there was a recovery of AK-47. We'll come to those details in a short while from now. But just a quick recap of what we know so far. The enforcement directive says that they have carried out searches of 47 number of searches that have been carried out throughout India, which includes several other states, following which they have basically seized about 5.34 crore rupees. They've frozen bank balances amounting to about 13 crore rupees. They've also frozen an inland vessel, 5 stone crushers, 2 trucks, and also they are saying that incriminating documents along with 2 number of AK-47 rifles. Now, what is the allegation that has been leveled here? This is based on the FIR that was actually registered by the Jharkhand police in Sahibganj district against Pankaj Mishra and others. Several FIRs were also then registered in the illegal mining case. Now, as far as the PML investigation goes, the enforcement directorate in its charge sheet says that Pankaj Mishra, and I'm quoting from the charge sheet that has been accessed, in which the enforcement directorate calls Pankaj Mishra someone who enjoys political clout, being the representative of the chief minister. He is an MLA from Barhet in Sahibganj, and he was the one who was controlling the illegal mining businesses as well as inland ferry services in Sahibganj and its adjoining areas. He is the one who has basically employed gangster Dahu Yadav and his brother Bachu Yadav to basically carry out the illegal mining in those very areas. And the inland ferry services were also basically controlled by Dahu Yadav, Bachu Yadav and the entire gang. And Pankaj Mishra was very much aware of this. In fact, once again, I'm quoting from what the enforcement directorate has to say. They are saying he exercises considerable control over the mining of stone chips, boulders, as well as the installation and operations of several crushers set up across mining sites in Sahibganj. And the proceeds of crush, amounting to about 42 crore rupees, have already been acquired by the accused Pankaj Mishra. The investigation still continues, but having said that, they've already filed the charge sheet. I'm given to understand that there are several sensational details in the investigation that has been carried out by the enforcement directorate.
Yes. And Shravan, very quickly, if you could give us a recap as to the searches that were carried out by the enforcement directorate in which mega recoveries were made, including the AK-47 rifle.
But in terms of the recoveries that are made, in fact, the Republic Media Network was the first network to get their hands on the pictures of the seizure that was basically made. And what was even more surprising, I would say shocking, was the fact that AK-47s were recovered. Now, the twist that was essentially given by the Jharkhand government at that point in time was that, these rifles were left behind. But it turns out that the security guards who were basically posted with the chief minister's residence were actually with this man, Pankaj. And the fact that, they carried out the illegal activities, and a man who is not even part of the government was actually being provided security by the Jharkhand police has actually raised a lot of concerns. And it does find a mention in the investigation that's been carried out by the enforcement directorate, where they are clearly making a mention of the fact that the AK-47 actually belongs to the guards who were posted with the chief minister's residence, and the fact that this is all on paper. But despite that, it was given to another man who's played a key role as far as illegal mining is concerned. This only goes on to embarrass the current chief minister of Jharkhand.
Yes. Thank you, Shravan, for getting us all those details. So the first details is just coming in of the ED filing its charge sheet against the Jharkhand Chief Minister's aide, which are 3 in number. So more trouble there mounting for the Jharkhand Chief Minister. We'll slip into a very short break for now, but more news breaks and updates to continue on the other side, and more details to continue on the other side as well, as trouble mounts there for Soren's aides.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
दूसरों की खुशी में अपनी खुशी देखने वाला राजू श्रीवास्तव भैया नहीं रहा। मुझे पता है ये समाचार देश में बहुत लोगों को व्यथित करेगा। मगर हम सभी जानते हैं काफी दिनों से वो अस्पताल में जीवन और मौत से जूझ रहे थे। बहुत कोशिशें की गईं, लेकिन हम उन्हें बचाने में असफल रहे। मैं प्रार्थना करता हूं प्रभु से कि राजू भाई को अपने श्री चरणों में स्थान दें और उनके जितने चहेते हैं उन सभी लोगों को ये दुख बर्दाश्त करने की शक्ति दें।
और भारत में एक मुस्कुराहट, एक हंसी की लहर और बड़ी बड़ी सामाजिक समस्याओं को अपने छोटे छोटे चुटकुलों से लोगों का जागरण कराने का काम, उन्हें जागरूक बनाने का काम करने वाले महान कलाकार राजू श्रीवास्तव जी हमारे बीच नहीं रहे। मैं बहुत ज्यादा दुखी हूं, इसलिए क्योंकि वो एक ऐसे कलाकार थे जो बहुत वर्षों में होते हैं और भारत में इस तरह का कलाकार कोई दूसरा हुआ भी नहीं। मैं ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करता हूं कि उनको, उनकी आत्मा को शांति प्रदान करे और मेरी प्रार्थना उनके परिवार वालों के साथ, उनके सारे फैंस, उनके सारे प्रशंसकों के साथ है जो सारी जिंदगी उनके हास्य को सुनते रहे और उसका आनंद उठाते रहे। ओम शांति।
दोस्तों, कोरोना के बचाव का संदेश हर एक के मोबाइल पे अमिताभ बच्चन की आवाज में आता था। मैंने सोचा शशि कपूर होते, अगर वो इसको बोलते तो कैसे बोलते। आपको तो पता ही है कि आज हमारा देश कोरोना की चुनौती झेल रहा है। कोरोना अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है। 2 गज की दूरी है बड़ी जरूरी। इसलिए थोड़ा सा मास्क पहनिए, हाथ धोते रहिए, थोड़ा सा घर में रहिए और तो कुछ आपसे नहीं मांग रहे हैं। जब तक नहीं दवाई नहीं होनी चाहिए कोई ढिलाई। दोस्तों, अगर इसी को विनोद खन्ना से कहलवाते तो आहा, तो तुमको तो ये पता है।
पार्टी के जो विधायकों का जो हुजूम है वो इस वक्त समाजवादी पार्टी दफ्तर से निकल रहा है।
Massive fire has broken out in Havra Maidan area. Fire broke out in a leather shop.
DK Sivakumar did not speak to the media when he was entering the ED office, but he will be questioned.
Condolences have been pouring in for Raju Srivastava, who passed away at the age of 58 years, who's said to be the king of comedy. He passed away at the age of 58 years. From Home Minister Amit Shah, Prime Minister Modi, Rajnath Singh, to people from the film fraternities, condolences have been pouring in for Raju Srivastava. Let's also play out Anupam Kher's soundbite condoling the demise of Raju Srivastava.
राजू श्रीवास्तव के निधन का सुनकर बहुत दुख हुआ, मन विचलित हुआ, उदास हुआ, एक चुप्पी सी छा गई है मुझ में, वातावरण में। बहुत अच्छे कॉमिक एक्टर तो वो थे ही, बहुत अच्छे इंसान थे, बहुत अच्छे इंसान थे और बड़े दया भाव रखते थे। किसी के बारे में बुरा नहीं बोलते थे। जब भी मिलते थे गर्मजोशी से मिलते थे, तपाक से मिलते थे, गले लगकर मिलते थे, खुशी से मिलते थे और हंसाते थे। मैं प्रार्थना करूंगा भगवान से कि उनकी आत्मा को शांति मिले। वी हैव लॉस्ट अ वेरी वेरी गुड soul and good human being, and may God give his family strength to deal with this loss. Om Shanti.
मुझे अभी बहुत ही दुखद समाचार मिला है कि हमारे भाई, हमारे मित्र और भारत में एक मुस्कुराहट, एक हंसी की लहर और बड़ी बड़ी सामाजिक समस्याओं को अपने छोटे छोटे चुटकुलों से लोगों का जागरण कराने का काम, उन्हें जागरूक बनाने का काम करने वाले महान कलाकार राजू श्रीवास्तव जी हमारे बीच नहीं रहे। मैं बहुत ज्यादा दुखी हूं, इसलिए क्योंकि वो एक ऐसे कलाकार थे जो बहुत वर्षों में होते हैं और भारत में इस तरह का कलाकार कोई दूसरा हुआ भी नहीं। मैं ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करता हूं कि उनको, उनकी आत्मा को शांति प्रदान करे, और मेरी प्रार्थना उनके परिवार वालों के साथ, उनके सारे फैंस, उनके सारे प्रशंसकों के साथ है जो सारी जिंदगी उनके हास्य को सुनते रहे और उसका आनंद उठाते रहे। ओम शांति। और भारत में एक मुस्कुराहट, एक हंसी की लहर और बड़ी बड़ी सामाजिक समस्याओं को अपने छोटे छोटे चुटकुलों से लोगों का जागरण कराने का काम, उन्हें जागरूक बनाने का काम करने वाले महान कलाकार राजू श्रीवास्तव जी हमारे बीच नहीं रहे। मैं बहुत ज्यादा दुखी हूं, इसलिए क्योंकि वो एक ऐसे कलाकार थे जो बहुत वर्षों में होते हैं और भारत में इस तरह का कलाकार कोई दूसरा हुआ भी नहीं। मैं ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करता हूं कि उनको, उनकी आत्मा को शांति प्रदान करे, और मेरी प्रार्थना उनके परिवार वालों के साथ, उनके सारे फैंस, उनके सारे प्रशंसकों के साथ है जो सारी जिंदगी उनके हास्य को सुनते रहे और उसका आनंद उठाते रहे। ओम शांति।
दोस्तों, कोरोना के बचाव का संदेश हर एक के मोबाइल पे अमिताभ बच्चन की आवाज में आता था। मैंने सोचा शशि कपूर होते, अगर वो इसको बोलते तो कैसे बोलते। आपको तो पता ही है कि आज हमारा देश कोरोना की चुनौती झेल रहा है। कोरोना अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है। 2 गज की दूरी है बड़ी जरूरी। इसलिए थोड़ा सा मास्क पहनिए, हाथ धोते रहिए, थोड़ा सा घर में रहिए, और तो कुछ आपसे नहीं मांग रहे हैं। जब तक नहीं दवाई, नहीं होनी चाहिए कोई ढिलाई। दोस्तों, अगर इसी को विनोद खन्ना से कहलवाते तो आहा, तो तुमको तो ये पता है।
Also, what's making news across the globe? A bipartisan group of mayors said that whatever political differences they might have, they are united in fighting against recent voting restrictions enacted in some Republican-controlled states that they view as an attack on democracy.
We are all standing here together, Democrats and Republicans, elected officials on all different levels, to say that the infrastructure should be nonpartisan. Absolutely. The campaigns can go and do what they do, but the infrastructure, our democracy, is nonpartisan. And when that happens, then I think people can start trusting the system, respecting the process, and then feel comfortable with the outcome, regardless of where it may be.
राजू श्रीवास्तव भाई वैसे तो कॉमेडी किंग के रूप में जाने जाते रहे, लेकिन मैं कुछ और भी बताना चाहता हूं साथियों। राजू भाई से हमारा संबंध लगभग 20 वर्षों का संबंध है। पहली बार अमिताभ बच्चन जी के साथ हम उनको मिले थे, और अमिताभ बच्चन जी हो।
And news break coming in from Karnataka, where a poster war has erupted between the BJP and the Congress. So after Congress, it's a BJP that has put up counter posters in Bengaluru, and now BJP has launched Pay CM campaign to counter the Congress. Remember, this comes after posters were put up in Bengaluru by the Congress party. Of course, this comes just months ahead of Karnataka going to polls. So BJP versus Congress, so were posters that have now been put up across the state. We'll try and go across to Prajwal as well, but BJP, they're launching a counter to PCM campaign and putting up counter posters on corruption and targeting DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah. DK Shivakumar, who's also under the lens of the Enforcement Directorate. So BJP also sharpening its attack on the Congress party as a poster war that has now erupted in Karnataka. We'll slip into a very short break, but more news breaks and updates to continue on the other side as well. More on the other side as BJP launches counter to PCM campaign of Congress in Karnataka.
दोस्तों, कोरोना के बचाव का संदेश हर एक के मोबाइल पे अमिताभ बच्चन की आवाज में आता था। मैंने सोचा शशि कपूर होते, अगर वो इसको बोलते तो कैसे बोलते। आपको तो पता ही है कि आज हमारा देश कोरोना की चुनौती झेल रहा है। कोरोना अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है। 2 गज की दूरी है बड़ी जरूरी। इसलिए थोड़ा सा मास्क पहनिए, हाथ धोते रहिए, थोड़ा सा घर में रहिए, और तो कुछ आपसे नहीं मांग रहे हैं। जब तक नहीं दवाई, नहीं होनी चाहिए कोई ढिलाई। दोस्तों, अगर इसी को विनोद खन्ना से कहलवाते तो आहा, तो तुमको तो ये पता है।
Also, what's making news across the globe, a bipartisan group of mayors said that whatever political differences they might have, they are united in fighting against recent voting restrictions enacted in some Republican-controlled states that they view as an attack on democracy.
We are all standing here together, Democrats and Republicans, elected officials on all different levels, to say that the infrastructure should be nonpartisan. Absolutely. The campaigns can go and do what they do, but the infrastructure, our democracy, is nonpartisan. And when that happens, then I think people can start trusting the system, respecting the process, and then feel comfortable with the outcome, regardless of where it may be.
राजू श्रीवास्तव भाई वैसे तो कॉमेडी किंग के रूप में जाने जाते रहे, लेकिन मैं कुछ और भी बताना चाहता हूं साथियों। राजू भाई से हमारा संबंध लगभग 20 वर्षों का संबंध है। पहली बार अमिताभ बच्चन जी के साथ हम उनको मिले थे, और अमिताभ बच्चन जी हो या फिर देश के बड़े बड़े कलाकार, वो सभी लोग राजू
An artist, a comedian, a politician, millions pay tribute as one of India's best comedians is no more. Karnataka government calls out lobby lie on hijab, says no hijab ban inside school. Alright viewers, let's go straight to West Bengal where a 14-day judicial custody for Anubrato Mondal, a verdict by CBI Special Court. So big news coming in right now from the CBI Special Court in Asansol where there's 14-day judicial custody for Anubrato Mondal. So more trouble for Anubrato Mondal. Remember that Mondal is a prime suspect in the cattle smuggling case in which thousands of cows seized from smugglers at the India-Bangladesh border were allegedly auctioned cheaply back to the people seeking to smuggle them out. So in the cattle smuggling case, there's no relief coming in yet for Mamta's top man. Visuals on your screen. You're getting it first on Republic TV. That what we can tell you is that in the cattle smuggling case, 14-day judicial custody for Anubrata Mondal. This is the verdict which has been given by the CBI Special Court of Asansol. Getting you the top updates on this big story coming in from West Bengal. In fact, a lot of questioning has been happening in the case. Even Anubrata Mondal's daughter had been questioned by the CBI in the cattle smuggling case earlier. And in the questioning, the CBI officials are saying that his daughter could not explain to how she had come to own her 2 companies on primary school teacher's salary. So big news coming in, multiple angles of this case. But what we can tell you so far is that no relief for Mamta's top man yet. Well, Kishore is joining me live from the Bangla newsroom. Kishore, take us through exactly what we are seeing on the screen right now. More trouble for Anubrata Mondal. What can we expect next in the questioning and in the investigation?
Well, exactly as we speak, at one hand, Anubrata Mondal has been given 14 days of judicial custody by a CBI special court in Asansol, and on the other hand, Partho Chatterjee and Orpita Mukherjee, Partho Chatterjee and Kollanmoy Ganguly's hearing is still on, and they also might get judicial custody. So we are breaking this first on Republic. Anubrata Mondal, the person behind allegedly the cattle smuggling case, the whole cattle smuggling case, is now getting 14 days of additional judicial custody. This is after the hearing was on for quite an hour or so, and the judge has pronounced that 14 days he will be in jail, in judicial custody, and CBI will be coming to the jail to question him, interrogate him, and get further information on the cattle smuggling case. This is at one hand happening, and on the other hand, Partho Chatterjee's hearing is also on in the SSC scam case. So Anubrata Mondal will now be taken back to Asansol jail, where he was kept before, and he'll be kept again, and CBI officials will be coming to interrogate him and to get more information on this whole cattle smuggling case. Also, Saigal Hussain is also in judicial custody as of now. So there can be multiple questionings happening throughout the week that's coming ahead. Back to the studio.
Right, Kishore, also take our viewers through exactly what this cattle smuggling scam is all about, because you know, his daughter, Anubrata Mondal's daughter, is also being questioned by the CBI. So multiple layers in this case. Take our viewers through exactly what has been happening and why did this cattle smuggling scam really come on the radar of the CBI and the investigating agencies?
Well, as we were breaking previously as well, exclusive information about this whole cattle smuggling case and cattle smuggling business, which happens between the border areas of West Bengal and Bangladesh. And Anubrata Mondal allegedly is one of the most important influencers of this whole cattle smuggling case. As we have exclusively also broken before, that Saigal Hussain, who was the bodyguard of Anubrata Mondal, acted as the point person who used to receive all the money from the cattle smugglers, who used to take the cattle to the border areas and then used to smuggle them to Bangladesh illegally without any legal papers or permission from the government as a whole. Apart from that, Anubrata Mondal acted as a person who used to influence the law and order, law agencies of that area, especially the local police department, who are in charge of taking care of this whole area in Birbhum district near the borders. Also, there were multiple BSF officials and Jawans who were involved. So Anubrata Mondal ensured that any kind of obstacle from the law and order, from the police, is removed for the cattle smugglers, so that the business happens more smoothly and cattle can be taken to the borders and then smuggled to the other side. And Saigal Hussain acted as the point person who received all the money. One cattle smuggler, Enamul Haq, whose name has come up, used to directly give money to Saigal Hussain, which then came to Anubrata Mondal's account. Therefore, this whole business has multiple people involved, including this Trinamool Congress strongman Anubrata Mondal, and he now gets 14 days of judicial custody, and CBI will be continuing to question Anubrata Mondal.
All right, Kishore. All right, so more trouble for Mamta's man there, Andhra Mondal. We are breaking this first on Republic TV with the first channel to break this news at 14 judicial custody for Anubrato Mondal, and Kishanay will keep getting us the top updates from West Bengal. Let's move on to the other big story we're getting right now, and this is coming over the poster war which is happening in South. The BJP versus Congress poster war gets bigger in Karnataka after Congress. Now the BJP has launched a Pay CM campaign to counter the Congress right now. Big news coming in, viewers, coming in from Karnataka. We're stepping up the attack on the Mumbai-led BJP government earlier ahead of the assembly polls. Congress put up Pay CM posters across Bengaluru. Now the posters contain a picture of CMs along with the QR code that will take the people to www.40%sarkar.com. This website was launched by the Congress party as part of its 40% BJP means corruption campaign. But right now, the BJP has retaliated. The BJP has launched another campaign and launched a Pay CM campaign to counter the Congress. You can see that on the right side of the screen, the BJP launching a counter campaign. On the left side, you can see the Congress's Pay CM campaign. All right, Prajwal is joining me from Bengaluru. Prajwal, take us through the counter of the BJP to the Congress campaign. We can see the poster clearly on the right side of a screen.
Absolutely, because now if you're looking at it, seems like it is a satirical hit back at the Congress where they have where they have taken a dig at Siddaramaiah, calling him as Redo Siddaramaiah and DK Shivkumar as ED Shivkumar, because of the number of interrogations that DK Shivkumar has faced from the Enforcement Directorate as well as the other central agencies too. And when it comes to matters pertaining to the former Chief Minister and leader of opposition Siddaramaiah, they have named him as Redo Siddaramaiah because many projects were taken by the Siddaramaiah government when they were in power, but it was not implemented or executed, but only money was sanctioned. So this is the sort of this is the sort of attack that the BJP has come out, and these posters, these QR codes these QR codes are being widely circulated on social media groups and other social media platforms too. And apart from that, now they have again taken this one notch higher now, where they have released several pamphlets calling DK Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah as the Bernal brothers, because both of them cannot stand the sight of each other, and they keep on fighting with each other. But in the front, when they come in front of each other, they act as if all seems to be good. That is one of the major developments that is coming in, targeting them, calling them Bernal brothers, which means to say that the BJP is highlighting the infighting in the Congress between the DK's faction and Siddaramaiah's faction. And also they have taken a pot shot at the Bharat Jodo Yatra too, calling this a collection yatra and calling Rahul Gandhi as a collection agent.
In a second, Prajwal, just hold on, Prajwal. I'm being joined by Sankara Guha from the Congress, the spokesperson of the Congress. Thank you for joining us. Sankara Guha, what is your reaction coming in? The BJP has launched a counter campaign to the campaign of the Congress. How do you respond to the BJP's campaign?
BJP should really bother about setting their house right. Bernal brothers and all this is just, an act of desperation by them. They have nothing to defend. They have nothing to offer to the state of the people. You have seen what happened in the recent rain issue. You have seen corruption, 40% corruption, women's safety, their own workers. So many of them have been, so many of young lives have gone. This is just, they have failed to provide anything to the state. They have taken the state back by at least 30 years. In their 3 years of government, our state has gone behind by 30 years. We have absolutely no factions. There are discussions there. We are a democratic party. There is absolute democracy in our party. If there is any discussion, the discussion will happen. Let me reiterate the fact. Let me reiterate. The CLP leader and the president are united in fighting these elections and winning these elections.
All right. Okay, thank you, Sankara Guha, Congress spokesperson, for joining us here on the big story. It's a BJP versus Congress poster war. It's getting bigger in Karnataka. We'll get you all the updates as it happens and develops through the day. All right, communal tension in another town in UK now after Leicester. Mobs surround a Hindu temple in Smethwick and Birmingham. Video shows hundreds surrounding a temple, chanting religious slogans, making obscene gestures at people inside temple complex. British police forced to intervene as tensions continue overnight. Men seen climbing temple walls again. So we can see that those visuals also on a screen over there. Many communal clashes again reported in locations in UK where protesters can be seen climbing on temple walls and chanting slogans. The unrest was limited to Leicester until Monday, but it has extended to Birmingham and the Smethwick region.
Yo, this is a message from Birmingham to all the BJP and the RSS Hindutva supporters. You're not welcome in Birmingham, you're not welcome in Leicester, you're not welcome in Nottingham, you're not welcome anywhere in the UK. None of your speakers, anyone you're trying to call these hate speakers that come down, we're going to turn up for all of them. So stop organising this bullshit. We're here now, outside the Mandir. It's a peaceful protest, we're not causing no trouble. But we turned up just to let you know if you come down, we're all going to be here for you. Look, show them, look around, even the speakers cancelled. Look how many men have turned up. We've got no issue with Hindus that are from Britain. We've got no issue with British Hindus. We grew up with them, we know all of them. But the rest of you BJP, RSS freshies, if you come in, you're going to get met by us every single time. So if you want to come to Birmingham, Leicester, Nottingham, London, just give us a time and a place and we're there. Yo, this is a message from Birmingham to all the BJP and the RSS Hindutva supporters. You're not welcome in Birmingham, you're not welcome in Leicester, you're not welcome in Nottingham, you're not welcome anywhere in the UK. None of your speakers, anyone you're trying to call these hate speakers that come down, we're going to turn up for all of them. So stop organising this bullshit. We're here now, outside the Mandir. It's a peaceful protest, we're not causing no trouble. But we turned up just to let you know if you come down, we're all going to be here for you. Look, show them, look around, even the speakers cancelled. Look how many men have turned up. We've got no issue with Hindus that are from Britain. We've got no issue with British Hindus. We grew up with them, we know all of them. But the rest of you BJP, RSS freshies, if you come in, you're going to get met by us every single time. So if you want to come to Birmingham, Leicester, Nottingham, London, just give us a time and a place and we're there.
All right, I'm being joined by BJP spokesperson RP Singh on the phone line. Thank you for joining us here. We're seeing communal tensions now in multiple places in UK. It definitely is a concerning development, Mr. Singh.
Well, it's a very concerning development, and specifically the way the Islamists, jihadists are trying to rampage the temples and then do other activities which are hurting the interests of the Hindu community. I'm hopeful the UK authorities and the government in UK will take cognizance of this and ensure that the real culprits are booked and then taken to task. And not only that, the people who are on ground, they should try to find out who is behind this, which are the powers behind this, and who are organizing this.
Also, Mr. Singh, if you could just help us understand that, like you said, that some steps will be taken. What steps will be taken next exactly, if you can help our viewers to understand, so we from India can also make sure that the Indians there are safe?
As I said, the UK government should book all the people who are directly involved and also find out who is funding all such activities and who are behind such activities, and book them also and ensure that they are taken to task.
All right, I'm also being joined by Ratan Sharda on the phone line. Thank you for joining us here. What is your reaction coming in to the targeting of Hindus and the Hindu temple there in the UK?
It saddens me a lot that the Indian government and the Indian media took 10 days to 15 days to actually see that there is something going on with the Hindus in UK. It's very surprising that Hindus, being one of the most obedient, disciplined people in the UK who have enriched the country in a very positive manner, today are facing the brunt of violence, which is purely an excuse for showing the supremacist nature of these goons. And you're talking of Islam and all that. This excuse, the thin excuse of Indo-Pakistan match, more thin when we saw that attack on the cricket on one side. On the other side, different people attacked Hindu homes who were celebrating Ganesha. But nothing happened. People kept quiet. Then this was extended to huge riots. Then it was extended to Birmingham, now to Netwick, etc. This particular this violence is not, sudden. It is not an explosion. It is a premeditated riot, as you can see very clearly, because in Leicester you found people from Birmingham and other places actually coming there to attack Hindus. How long will allow this kind of Hindu-misia, Hindu-phobia being spread by the people? People who have attacked, they are claiming that they are being attacked by Hindus. Hindus don't attack. Hindus are not attacked. There is no documented proof. Leicester police has denied it. But it's unfortunate that the academic and political use of Hindu-misia, Hindu-phobia for some vote bank is now being supported even by Indians who are more loyal to the Islamists than to Indian citizens themselves and India itself. This duplicity of first attacking, then claiming victimhood, and UK police and UK politicians and Hindus keeping quiet about it, Indian government acting very slowly and Indian ambassador acting very slowly and no reaction from the government. I think government needs to take interventionist stand and go to the UK government, tell them to stop this with full force, because it is not the first time. 1992, 20 temples are burnt, they were attacked, and before that the UK knows about the sexual grooming when Pakistani gang was caught who had spoiled the life of so many white, small British girls, but they had kept quiet. In fact, the person who brought it out was jailed. So we must understand this false sense of secularism, this false sense of liberalism will not work. UK tried for 20 years officially to de-radicalize the Muslim Pakistani population. They failed. And they have the gall to come and tell people, and we have the temerity to accept whatever they say. The Indians are also putting ghee on the fire
Mr.
from India.
Yes, I also would, if you could just help our viewers also understand and tell our viewers what your opinion is about why are Indians being targeted abroad? Why are they being targeted?
See, one is the political, academic, Hindu-misia, Hindu-phobia being spread by the Islamists who have got money to fund these kind of academics. And this, the people who created the term of Islamophobia without understanding that globally these are the Islamists who are attacking non-Muslims. Is it only happening to Hindus? It is happening in UK to Jews. It is happening to white girls in UK. But we are the biggest victims. And this has happened across the world, right from Nigeria to Europe to UK. So we must understand the nature of this aggressive this aggressive people who want to foist their own worldview onto peaceful people, on the people who actually would like to have a peaceful, disciplined life in whichever country they are. So unless we recognize this, and the success of Indians or Hindus is what is actually making these people envious, because they have been doing only this kind of Buddhism, they are not really risen in life. So this is another reason. And basically this Abrahamic envy of Hindus and Hindus who have actually provided multicultural and very respectful existence of every people. All the sects and all the communities of the world have survived in India. They have found asylum in India. But today, unfortunately, there is politics played against Hindus because they have been peaceful and because they don't believe in this kind of sectarian and exclusive worldview.
All right. Thank you, Ratan Sharda, also for joining us here. Republic, communal tension is happening in various parts of UK, viewers. After Leicester, mobs are surrounding a Hindu temple in Smethwick and Birmingham. Visuals of that you can clearly see on your screens.
Yo, this is a message from Birmingham to all the BJP and the RSS Hindu supporters. You're not welcome in Birmingham. You're not welcome in Leicester. You're not welcome in Nottingham. You're not welcome anywhere in the UK. None of your speakers, anyone you're trying to call these hate speakers that come down, we're going to turn up for all of them. So stop organising this bullshit. We're here now, outside the Mandir. It's a peaceful protest. We're not causing no trouble. But we turned up just to let you know if you come down, we're all going to be here for you. I promise. Look, show them, look around. Even the speakers cancelled. Look how many men have turned up. We've got no issue with Hindus that are from Britain. We've got no issue with British Hindus. We grew up with them, we know all of them. But the rest of you BJP, RSS freshies, if you come in, you're going to get met by us every single time. So if you want to come to Birmingham, Leicester, Nottingham, London, just give us a time and a place and we're there. Yo, this is a message from Birmingham to all the BJP and the RSS Hindu supporters. You're not welcome in Birmingham. You're not welcome in Leicester. You're not welcome in Nottingham. You're not welcome anywhere in the UK. None of your speakers, anyone you're trying to call these hate speakers that come down, we're going to turn up for all of them. So stop organising this bullshit. We're here now, outside the Mandir. It's a peaceful protest. We're not causing no trouble. But we turned up just to let you know if you come down, we're all going to be here for you. I promise. Look, show them, look around. Even the speakers cancelled. Look how many men have turned up. We've got no issue.
All right, viewers, I'm being joined by Vinod Bansal of the VHP. Thank you for joining us here. Mr. Bansal, what is your reaction coming in? Because, you know, the kind of comments we're hearing from these masked men where they are masked, but the message that they're giving is completely, you know, hateful. And it is definitely a bad and an attempt there also to communalize and attacking temples. What is the reaction coming in on the story coming in from the UK? All right, I'll be joined by Vinod Bansal from the VHP very soon, viewers. But we can tell you is that there are communal tensions right now in the UK, not just from Birmingham, but other parts as well, from Smethwick and other areas where protesters are seen vandalizing temples and shouting slogans. We'll be tracking the story very, very closely on Republic TV. And let's move on and see what else is making news from across the nation. All right, viewers, the DRI foils attempts of gold smuggling, seizes 65.46 kilograms of gold in Mumbai, Patna and Delhi, one of the biggest seizures of smuggled gold recently. DRI seized 394 pieces of foreign origin gold bars valued at approximately 33.40 crores being smuggled from neighboring northeastern countries. You can see on your screen, viewers, that image of all the gold bars clearly on your screen. And this is an attempt of gold smuggling which has been completely foiled by the DRI. They have seized a whopping 65.46 kilograms of gold in Mumbai, Patna and Delhi, one of the biggest seizures of smuggled gold recently. The DRI has seized 394 pieces of foreign origin gold bars, which is valued at approximately 33.40 crores being smuggled from neighboring northeastern countries. So big news coming in, viewers. In pictures, you can see the massive gold haul by the DRI. All right, viewers, time for a very short break. We continue to be live and breaking on Republic TV. Coming up next, Karnataka government calls out lobby lie on hijab, says no hijab ban inside school. And trouble mounts for Surrain's aid, mega recovery first charge sheet now.
राजू श्रीवास्तव भाई वैसे तो कॉमेडी किंग के रूप में जाने जाते रहे, लेकिन मैं कुछ और भी बताना चाहता हूं साथियों। राजू भाई से हमारा संबंध लगभग 20 वर्षों का संबंध है। पहली बार अमिताभ बच्चन जी के साथ हम उनको मिले थे और अमिताभ बच्चन जी हो या फिर देश के बड़े बड़े कलाकार वो सभी लोग राजू श्रीवास्तव जी को बहुत प्यार करते थे, बहुत प्यार देते थे, बहुत सम्मान था। और राजू श्रीवास्तव लोगों के दिलों में समाना जानते थे। कॉमेडी करने वाला एक शख्सियत कितना गंभीर है कि उनके पीछे कई घटनाओं से आपको पता चलेगा। वो उत्तर प्रदेश में उनको पीछे यूपी फिल्म डेवलपमेंट कॉरपोरेशन का अध्यक्ष बनाया गया था। इस रूप में भी उन्होंने बहुत सेवा करी है और एक कॉमेडियन होते हुए भी उनकी जो स्टार वैल्यू थी बहुत बड़ी थी। जब जब देश में कॉमेडी की बात आएगी तो सबसे ऊपर नाम राजू श्रीवास्तव जी का लिखा जाएगा। जो कुछ लोग हैं उनमें वो शामिल है। मैं बहुत व्यथित मन से प्रभु से प्रार्थना करता हूं कि हमारे राजू श्रीवास्तव भैया के परिवार को, उनके सभी चाहने वालों को ये दुख बर्दाश्त करने की शक्ति दे।
दोस्तों, कोरोना के बचाव का संदेश हर एक के मोबाइल पे अमिताभ बच्चन की आवाज में आता था। मैंने सोचा शशि कपूर होते, अगर वो इसको बोलते तो कैसे बोलते। आपको तो पता ही है कि आज हमारा देश कोरोना की चुनौती झेल रहा है। कोरोना अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है। 2 गज की दूरी है बड़ी जरूरी। इसलिए थोड़ा सा मास्क पहनिए, हाथ धोते रहिए, थोड़ा सा घर में रहिए और तो कुछ आपसे नहीं मांग रहे हैं। जब तक नहीं दवाई नहीं होनी चाहिए कोई ढिलाई। दोस्तों, अगर इसी को विनोद खन्ना से कहलवाते तो आहा, तो तुमको तो ये पता है।
The Russian President Vladimir Putin has announced a partial military mobilization in Russia, putting the country's people and economy on a wartime footing as Moscow's invasion of Ukraine continues. Russian leaders' televised address to the nation comes a day after the Russian-controlled regions in eastern and southern Ukraine announced plans to hold votes on becoming integral parts of Russia.
An artist, a comedian, a politician, millions paid tribute as one of India's best comedians is no more. Karnataka government calls out the lobby's lie on the hijab, says no hijab ban inside schools. Viewers, we return to this massive seizure of gold from multiple locations by the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, and you can see how there are various formations in which this gold, voluminous quantities, has been arranged by the DRI to make their point. The foiling of a 65.46 kilo gold bust has been conducted by the DRI from Mumbai, Patna and Delhi. It's one of the biggest recent seizures of gold. 394 pieces of foreign origin gold bars valued at approximately 33.4 crore rupees has been seized, and it was allegedly being smuggled from neighboring northeastern countries. That is the update that we are getting. We have also Sandeep live with us from Mumbai to tell us more. Sandeep, tell us about this massive gold bust by the DRI.
See, in the major operations by DRI, the DRI has seized 65.4 kg of foreign origin gold, and in fact the operations were carried out in Patna, Mumbai and Delhi. Now, in the same sequence, remember in the past also, DRI had seized the gold in large numbers in last few days. Now, in the second operation out here by DRI, another operation, 65.4 kg of gold has been seized, and in fact which cost around 33.4 crores of rupees. Now DRI and the other agencies are investigating the matter, like from where exactly this gold was smuggled, and in fact who all are the international giants who are into the smuggling of this gold.
Right. Sandeep, there has been a lot of gold clearly seized, 65 kilos of it, 394 individual pieces from 3 different locations, Mumbai, Patna and Delhi. What are you picking up with regards to the DRI coming to the root of who are responsible for this? Have there been any arrests or detentions made? Also, are there any people involved that we know about at this point?
See, as far as this operation is concerned, there are a few arrests being made by DRI as this is being seized. But yes, as far as the investigation is concerned, it is still underway, and it will be too early to say that how many people are involved or how many people have been arrested so far. But yes, the investigation is underway, and soon the DRI may disclose the names of the people who are involved in this.
Absolutely. Sandeep there sharing details of this massive success by the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence. 394 pieces of gold, 65 kilos worth almost 34 crore rupees seized. We'll get you more on this, viewers. For the moment, moving on. Viewers, a big meeting is taking place in New Delhi with enormous relevance to the Northeast. Mizoram Chief Minister Zoramthanga and Assam's Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma are meeting in the national capital. They are meeting to find a solution for resolving the pending border disputes between the two northeastern states. This will be the second such meeting between the two chief ministers on the border issue in just recent times. This is also a part of the various chief ministers in the Northeast and also the Home Ministry taking up and sorting a number of very long-standing issues between multiple states. Let's listen in right now to what has been said regarding this.
Honorable Chief Minister of Mizoram, Sri Zoramthanga ji, and we discuss various issues concerning both the states. Regarding border issue, a high-level team of my ministers has recently visited Aizawl, and we are in process of forming regional committee to discuss the border problem and resolving it. Today we met and we take review of the meeting that had held between the ministers of Assam and Mizoram, and we express our satisfaction regarding the progress of the talk. Honorable Chief Minister of Mizoram, Sri Zoramthanga ji, and we discuss various issues concerning both the states. Regarding border issue, a high-level team of my ministers has recently visited Aizawl, and we are in process of forming regional committee to discuss the border problem and resolving it. Today we met and we take review of the meeting that had held between the ministers of Assam and Mizoram, and we express our satisfaction regarding the progress of the talk.
Viewers, you just heard Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma sounding positive about resolving the border talks, and we now have Aniruddha joining us for more details. Aniruddha, if you could provide the context and also what has been agreed.
Yes, Ankit, see, the border dispute between the state of Assam and the state of Mizoram had been on for the last 50 years, and this issue was never solved, though there were both government of the Congress party there at the center as well as in the state, both here in Assam as well as in Mizoram. But as the nation this time celebrates, DCA celebrates the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the union government has been taking keen interest on resolving the border dispute of all the states of the northeast with Assam that exists, and as a result of which we have recently seen that the border dispute with Meghalaya was solved in a very cordial manner through dialogues, and the similar process is on with the formation of regional committee in regards to the state of Arunachal Pradesh. Assam and Mizoram witnessed a violent clash last year, and as a result of that, the entire process was a bit slowed down, and with now everything coming back on the track, both the Chief Minister of Assam and Mizoram today met for the second time in Delhi, and they are hopeful that this discussion will conclude into a positive solution as far as the border dispute is concerned. Meanwhile, as we have already heard, Assam Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma making it very
Anirudh, I thank you for sharing those details with us. So clearly a very big and important meeting has taken place between Assam and Mizoram's chief ministers.
अगर आईटी में हो तो वो भी बेस्ट होना चाहिए, अगर हमारा इंजीनियरिंग में कंट्रीब्यूशन हो तो वो भी बेस्ट होना चाहिए, अगर हमारा मेडिकल साइंसेज में कंट्रीब्यूशन हो तो वो भी बेस्ट होना चाहिए, और उसके लिए इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर प्रोवाइड करना यह सरकार का काम है, यह प्रधानमंत्री जी ने बखूबी किया है। अब हमारा काम है कि हम उसमें बेस्ट सॉफ्टवेयर दे सके, बेस्ट मैनकाइंड दे सके, बेस्ट ह्यूमन रिसोर्स दे सके, इसकी हमको चिंता करनी होगी, और यह जिम्मेवारी आपके कंधों पर आती है, टीचर्स के कंधों पर आती है, और मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि आप उसको जरूर करेंगे। दूसरी बात है कि हम कॉलोनियल माइंडसेट से बाहर निकल जाएं। जैसा मैंने कहा, एवरीथिंग इज गुड इन द वेस्ट इज द बेस्ट, इस माइंडसेट से हमको निकल जाना चाहिए। हमसे लोगों ने सीख करके हमसे गए, हमारी विद्या, हमारा ज्ञान, हमारी जानकारियां अपने आप में बहुत गहरी हैं, लेकिन हां, हमने सुपरफिशियल थिंकिंग को प्रोत्साहन दे दिया और डीप थिंकिंग और डेप्थ की थिंकिंग को कहीं ना कहीं इग्नोर किया, इसलिए हम कॉलोनियल माइंडसेट में आ गए। हमको उस कॉलोनियल माइंडसेट से निकल जाना चाहिए। मैं ऐसे कहना नहीं चाहता, लेकिन कई बार मुझे लगता है जब मैं ईस्टर्न पॉलिटिकल थॉट प्रोसेस की बात करता हूं, तो मुझे एक बेस्ट सेलर किताब डायल कार्नेगी, जिसको कार्ने भी कहते हैं, वो भी पढ़ने का मौका मिला, देखने का मौका। बेस्ट सेलर, ये ऐसा वैसा बहुत सी बातें। क्या था? हाउ टू इन्फ्लुएंस फ्रेंड्स। उनको ये नहीं समझ में आया कि ईस्टर्न थॉट प्रोसेस का मतलब यह है, हाउ टू इन्फ्लुएंस फ्रेंड का मतलब है व्हाट यू आर नॉट यू आर ट्राइंग टू बी, व्हाई डोंट यू बी व्हाट यू आर, वहां से इन्फ्लुएंस करना शुरू करो। इसको समझने की गहराई उसमें नहीं थी। डैमेज कंट्रोल मतलब पहले डैमेज करो फिर कंट्रोल करो। क्या थॉट है, क्या थॉट प्रोसेस है? व्हाई डोंट यू सी टू इट दैट देयर शुड बी नो डैमेज। हमारे यहां शास्त्रों में शुरू से लिखा है, ट्रीट एवरीबडी एज यू वांट टू बी ट्रीटेड। इस बेसिक को नहीं समझ पाए। पहले दूसरे को गाली दो, फिर बोलो सॉरी सॉरी, फिर उसको डैमेज को कंट्रोल करो। आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन टू यू कि छोटी छोटी बातों में जीवन में किस तरीके से हमारा थॉट प्रोसेस कितना गहरा है और उनका थॉट प्रोसेस कितना सुपरफिशियल है। हाउ टू इन्फ्लुएंस पीपल, इसका मतलब यू आर नॉट क्वालिफाइड टू इन्फ्लुएंस, तुम्हारे में वो आत्मिक ताकत नहीं है, तुम बाहर के आवरणों से अपने आप को इन्फ्लुएंस करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो। ये शिक्षा और ये विद्या हमारी थॉट प्रोसेस का तरीका नहीं है। हमारे तरीका यह है कि अपने आप को इतना मजबूत बनाओ, इतना ताकतवर बनाओ, इतना गहरा बनाओ कि व्यक्ति तुमसे प्रभावित होकर के तुम्हारे तरफ आए। यह हमारा थॉट प्रोसेस रहा है। तो इसलिए कॉलोनियल माइंडसेट से बाहर निकलने की जरूरत है और अपनी चीजों पर गौरव रखने की जरूरत है। हम किसी के कहने पर चले, हमारी विरासत में हमको जो चीजें मिली हैं उसके बारे में हमको समझना चाहिए, जानना चाहिए, पहचानना चाहिए और उसको मजबूती के साथ आगे बढ़ाने की जरूरत होती है। यह मुझे जरूर कॉलोनियल माइंडसेट के बारे में कहना है। और अगर मैं एजुकेशन पॉलिसी की बात करूं तो मैं कह सकता हूं कि हमारी एजुकेशन पॉलिसी का अभी तक जो तरीका था वह सिर्फ सर्वेंट्स पैदा करने का था। दैट वॉज नॉट द प्रोसेस ऑफ दैट वी आर द रूलर्स। हमको अपने गौरव का बोध न हो, यह शिक्षा नीति ने बखूबी इसकी चिंता की थी, बखूबी। आप सारी शिक्षा नीति को उठा लीजिए, गंगा के बारे में आपको कहीं कुछ नहीं मिलेगा, यमुना के बारे में आपको कहीं कुछ नहीं मिलेगा, संगम के बारे में आपको कहीं कुछ नहीं मिलेगा, नर्मदा के बारे में आपको कहीं कुछ नहीं मिलेगा। लेकिन हां, डैफोडिल्स की वो कविता आपको पढ़ाई जाएगी, विलियम वर्ड्सवर्थ की। For oft when on the couch I lie on vacant and pensive mood, they flash about my inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. न मेरे दादा ने डैफोडिल देखा, न मैंने देखा, न मेरे बेटे ने देखा। For oft when I on couch I lie in vacant and in pensive mood. टेम्स नदी, टेम्स नदी को हम पढ़ते हैं, गंगा को भूल जाते हैं। ये शिक्षा का तरीका था कि हमको अपने गौरव का आभास ना हो, हमको अपने गौरव का अभ्यास भी ना हो। और इसीलिए मैं कहता हूं कि दैट वाज ओनली टू क्रिएट, और मैं उसमें तो बड़े अच्छे से शब्दों में भी कहा है, वी नीड ए क्लास इन इंडिया विच इज इंडियन इन ब्लड एंड इंग्लिश इन टेस्ट, हैबिट्स एंड इंटेलेक्ट, which should act as an interpreter between we, the Britishers, and the 1,000 Indian hungry masses over whom we rule. ये उन्होंने अपनी एजुकेशन पॉलिसी को प्रोपोगेट करते समय ये शब्दावली बोली है कि हमें ऐसे लोगों की आवश्यकता है जो अनुवादक का काम करें, जो देखने में भारतीय हो, टेस्ट और हैबिट से वो अंग्रेज होने चाहिए, और वो हजारों लाखों भूखे और भारतीयों के बीच में वह अनुवादक का काम करे। ये हमारी एजुकेशन पॉलिसी थी, इसमें से हम निकल करके आए हैं। और आज मैं ये कह सकता हूं कि जब आप 21वीं शताब्दी के 20वें दशक में बैठे हैं तो आप बड़े गौरव के साथ कह सकते हैं कि भारत के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री ने शिक्षा में एक महायज्ञ ला करके 2020 नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी आपको दी है। ये महायज्ञ है और इसके लिए 5 साल की कठोर तपस्या हुई है, कंसल्टेशन का प्रोसेस हुआ है। नई एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में 2.5 लाख ग्राम पंचायतों को इन्वॉल्व किया गया, 2.5 लाख ग्राम पंचायतों को, और लगभग 12,500 लोकल बॉडीज को इन्वॉल्व किया गया, जहां से सारे शिक्षकों को, सभी लोगों को इन्वॉल्व करके एजुकेशन पॉलिसी बनाई गई है। 675 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में डिस्कशन हुई है। 15 लाख सजेशंस आए हैं और 15 लाख सजेशंस में से 2 लाख सजेशंस माने गए हैं। और तब इस महायज्ञ में, महामंथन में नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी ऑफ 2020 बन करके तैयार हुई है आपके लिए। यह भी हमको याद रखना चाहिए। इसलिए आप लोग बहुत भाग्यशाली हैं कि आज आप उस शिक्षा को आगे प्रोपोगेट करने वाले हैं जो आजाद भारत में आजादी के एहसास के साथ भारत की शिक्षा नीति बन करके आपके सामने आई है, और भारत की मिट्टी से निकल करके आई है, भारत की सरजमी से निकल करके आई है, और वह शिक्षा नीति को आप आगे बढ़ाने वाले हैं। मैं बहुत सी बात, लेकिन हां, मैं ये कह सकता हूं कि 2020 का जो नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी है वो मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी इन अप्रोच है। अब मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी अप्रोच को आप समझ लीजिए, मैथमेटिक्स मेरी इच्छा थी, मेरी रुचि थी, लेकिन मैं सोशल साइंटिस्ट बनना चाहता था। नो, यू हैव टू टेक ईदर मैथमेटिक्स और टेक आर्ट्स। नाउ इट इज मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी, इट्स फ्लेक्सिबल।
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
दोस्तों, कोरोना के बचाव का संदेश हर एक के मोबाइल पे अमिताभ बच्चन की आवाज में आता था। मैंने सोचा शशि कपूर होते, अगर वो इसको बोलते तो कैसे बोलते। आपको तो पता ही है कि आज हमारा देश कोरोना की चुनौती झेल रहा है। कोरोना अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है। 2 गज की दूरी है बड़ी जरूरी। इसलिए थोड़ा सा मास्क पहनिए, हाथ धोते रहिए, थोड़ा सा घर में रहिए, और तो कुछ आपसे नहीं मांग रहे हैं। जब तक नहीं दवाई नहीं होनी चाहिए कोई ढिलाई। दोस्तों, अगर इसी को विनोद खन्ना से कहलवाते तो आहा, तो तुमको तो ये पता है।
दूसरों की खुशी में अपनी खुशी देखने वाला राजू श्रीवास्तव भैया नहीं रहा। मुझे पता है ये समाचार देश में बहुत लोगों को व्यथित करेगा, मगर हम सभी जानते हैं काफी दिनों से वो अस्पताल में जीवन और मौत से जूझ रहे थे। बहुत कोशिशें की गईं, लेकिन हम उन्हें बचाने में असफल रहे। मैं प्रार्थना करता हूं प्रभु से कि राजू भाई को अपने श्री चरणों में स्थान दें और उनके जितने चहेते हैं उन सभी लोगों को ये दुख बर्दाश्त करने की शक्ति दें।
और भारत में एक मुस्कुराहट, एक हंसी की लहर और बड़ी बड़ी सामाजिक समस्याओं को अपने छोटे छोटे चुटकुलों से लोगों का जागरण कराने का काम, उन्हें जागरूक बनाने का काम करने वाले महान कलाकार राजू श्रीवास्तव जी हमारे बीच नहीं रहे। मैं बहुत ज्यादा दुखी हूं, इसलिए क्योंकि वो एक ऐसे कलाकार थे जो बहुत वर्षों में होते हैं और भारत में इस तरह का कलाकार कोई दूसरा हुआ भी नहीं। मैं
Welcome back, viewers. These visuals on your screens right now are of Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai and members of his cabinet meeting former Prime Minister of India and JDS Supremo HD Devagowda at his residence in Padmanabhanagar in Bangalore. This is the third day of back-to-back visits by senior political leaders in the state of Karnataka to HD Devagowda. We had seen day before yesterday how Siddharamaiah had visited his political mentor after we had told a gap of 15 years. Yesterday we had seen Yediyurappa visit him, and now today we have seen the Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai also visiting him, along with R. Ashoka, V. Somanna, J.C. Madhusami, K. Gopalaya, Muniratna and Bharti Basavaraj. We'll be getting you more details as political leaders make a beeline to visit HD Devagowda to check up on his deteriorating health. After a short break, stay with us on Republic.
दूसरों की खुशी में अपनी खुशी देखने वाला राजू श्रीवास्तव भैया नहीं रहा। मुझे पता है ये समाचार देश में बहुत लोगों को व्यथित करेगा, मगर हम सभी जानते हैं काफी दिनों से वो अस्पताल में जीवन और मौत से जूझ रहे थे। बहुत कोशिशें की गईं, लेकिन हम उन्हें बचाने में असफल रहे। मैं प्रार्थना करता हूं प्रभु से कि राजू भाई को अपने श्री चरणों में स्थान दें और उनके जितने चहेते हैं उन सभी लोगों को ये दुख बर्दाश्त करने की शक्ति दें।
और भारत में एक मुस्कुराहट, एक हंसी की लहर और बड़ी बड़ी सामाजिक समस्याओं को अपने छोटे छोटे चुटकुलों से लोगों का जागरण कराने का काम, उन्हें जागरूक बनाने का काम करने वाले महान कलाकार राजू श्रीवास्तव जी हमारे बीच नहीं रहे। मैं बहुत ज्यादा दुखी हूं, इसलिए क्योंकि वो एक ऐसे कलाकार थे जो बहुत वर्षों में होते हैं और भारत में इस तरह का कलाकार कोई दूसरा हुआ भी नहीं। मैं ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करता हूं कि उनको, उनकी आत्मा को शांति प्रदान करे, और मेरी प्रार्थना उनके परिवार वालों के साथ, उनके सारे फैंस, उनके सारे प्रशंसकों के साथ है जो सारी जिंदगी उनके हास्य को सुनते रहे और उसका आनंद उठाते रहे। ओम शांति।
दोस्तों, कोरोना के बचाव का संदेश हर एक के मोबाइल पे अमिताभ बच्चन की आवाज में आता था। मैंने सोचा शशि कपूर होते, अगर वो इसको बोलते तो कैसे बोलते। आपको तो पता ही है कि आज हमारा देश कोरोना की चुनौती झेल रहा है। कोरोना अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है। 2 गज की दूरी है बड़ी जरूरी। इसलिए थोड़ा सा मास्क पहनिए, हाथ धोते रहिए, थोड़ा सा घर में रहिए, और तो कुछ आपसे नहीं मांग रहे हैं। जब तक नहीं दवाई, नहीं होनी चाहिए कोई ढिलाई। दोस्तों, अगर इसी को विनोद खन्ना से कहलवाते तो
Viewers, the nation is paying tribute and condoling the demise of Raju Srivastava, the comedian, and the visuals on your screen are those coming in live right now of his mortal remains. Raju Srivastava passed away after a long battle post a August heart attack that he had suffered while working out at a hotel. He wasn't able to regain consciousness for the duration of the treatment after that, and unfortunately and sadly and tragically passed away. His demise has been condoled by persons from various domains, fans, leaders, fellow comedians, actors. We'll be getting you more details and we'll be tracking this very closely. These are his mortal remains of Raju Srivastava.
और भारत में एक मुस्कुराहट, एक हंसी की लहर और बड़ी बड़ी सामाजिक समस्याओं को अपने छोटे छोटे चुटकुलों से लोगों का जागरण कराने का काम, उन्हें जागरूक बनाने का काम करने वाले महान कलाकार राजू श्रीवास्तव जी हमारे बीच नहीं रहे। मैं बहुत ज्यादा दुखी हूं, इसलिए क्योंकि वो एक ऐसे कलाकार थे जो बहुत वर्षों में होते हैं और भारत में इस तरह का कलाकार कोई दूसरा हुआ भी नहीं। मैं ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करता हूं कि उनको, उनकी आत्मा को शांति प्रदान करे, और मेरी प्रार्थना उनके परिवार वालों के साथ, उनके सारे फैंस, उनके सारे प्रशंसकों के साथ है जो सारी जिंदगी उनके हास्य को सुनते रहे और उसका आनंद उठाते रहे। ओम शांति।
दोस्तों, कोरोना के बचाव का संदेश हर एक के मोबाइल पे अमिताभ बच्चन की आवाज में आता था। मैंने सोचा शशि कपूर होते, अगर वो इसको बोलते तो कैसे बोलते। आपको तो पता ही है कि आज हमारा देश कोरोना की चुनौती झेल रहा है। कोरोना अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है। 2 गज की दूरी है बड़ी जरूरी। इसलिए थोड़ा सा मास्क पहनिए, हाथ धोते रहिए, थोड़ा सा घर में रहिए, और तो कुछ आपसे नहीं मांग रहे हैं। जब तक नहीं दवाई, नहीं होनी चाहिए कोई ढिलाई। दोस्तों, अगर इसी को विनोद खन्ना से कहलवाते तो आहा, तो तुमको तो ये पता है।
also what's making news across the globe. A bipartisan group of mayors said that whatever political differences they might have, they are united in fighting against recent voting restrictions enacted in some Republican-controlled states that they view as an attack on democracy.
We are all standing here together, Democrats and Republicans, elected officials on all different levels, to say that the infrastructure should be nonpartisan. Absolutely. The campaigns can go and do what they do, but the infrastructure, our democracy.
Viewers, a look at some of the biggest stories. Noted comedian Raju Srivastava died at the age of 58 today, weeks after being on the ventilator support at AIIMS, Delhi. He was admitted after suffering a cardiac arrest while working out at a gym on August the 10th. Unruly protesters launched a violent protest outside the Durga Bhavan temple in the UK's Smethwick. They hurled threats and abuses towards the temple officials. They were protesting against a visit by Sadhvi Ritambara. This is the second incident after Leicester temple vandalism. And NATO has accused Moscow of escalating its war on Ukraine after occupied territories announced referendums to join Russia, and the country's parliament approved legislation that clears the way for military mobilization. Vladimir Putin has declared a decree on partial mobilization in Russia that has been signed, adding that it was necessary to defend the country's sovereignty. Viewers, there's a lot more news coming up. The Karnataka government has called out the lobby's lie on the hijab. It has said there is no hijab ban inside school campuses, only in classrooms. And trouble has mounted for Hemant Soren's aide. Mega recovery first. Pankaj Mishra charge sheeted now. All that and more coming up after a short break. Stay with Republic.
दोस्तों, कोरोना के बचाव का संदेश हर एक के मोबाइल पे अमिताभ बच्चन की आवाज में आता था। मैंने सोचा शशि कपूर होते, अगर वो इसको बोलते तो कैसे बोलते। आपको तो पता ही है कि आज हमारा देश कोरोना की चुनौती झेल रहा है। कोरोना अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है। 2 गज की दूरी है बड़ी जरूरी। इसलिए थोड़ा सा मास्क पहनिए, हाथ धोते रहिए, थोड़ा सा घर में रहिए, और तो कुछ आपसे नहीं मांग रहे हैं। जब तक नहीं दवाई, नहीं होनी चाहिए कोई ढिलाई। दोस्तों, अगर इसी को विनोद खन्ना से कहलवाते तो आहा, तो तुमको तो ये पता है।
Also, what's making news across the globe? A bipartisan group of mayors said that whatever political differences they might have, they are united in fighting against recent voting restrictions enacted in some Republican-controlled states that they view as an attack on democracy.
We are all standing here together, Democrats and Republicans, elected officials on all different levels, to say that the infrastructure should be nonpartisan. Absolutely. The campaigns can go and do what they do, but the infrastructure, our democracy, is nonpartisan. And when that happens, then I think people can start trusting the system, respecting the process, and then feel comfortable with the outcome, regardless of where it may be.
राजू श्रीवास्तव भाई वैसे तो कॉमेडी किंग के रूप में जाने जाते रहे, लेकिन मैं कुछ और भी बताना चाहता हूं साथियों। राजू भाई से हमारा संबंध लगभग 20 वर्षों का संबंध है। पहली बार अमिताभ बच्चन जी के साथ हम उनको मिले थे, और अमिताभ बच्चन जी हो या फिर देश के बड़े बड़े कलाकार, वो सभी लोग राजू श्रीवास्तव जी को बहुत प्यार करते थे। बहुत प्यार देते थे, बहुत सम्मान था।
Very good afternoon. You're watching Super 50 at 3 p.m. I'm Suesha Sawant. On to the first story. Noted comedian Raju Srivastava died at the age of 58 weeks after he was on ventilator support at AIIMS, Delhi. He was admitted after suffering a cardiac arrest while working out at a gym on the 10th of August. Condoling the demise of Raju Srivastava, Prime Minister Modi said that he brightened people's lives with laughter, humour and positivity and would continue to live in the hearts of countless people thanks to his rich work over the years. He added that his demise was saddening. Uttar Pradesh Assembly observed a 2-minute silence to pay respect to late comedian Raju Srivastava. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath extended his condolences to his family, saying on behalf of the people of Uttar Pradesh, he prays that his soul rests in peace.
बिना किसी भेदभाव के सबका मनोरंजन करते रहे। आज वे हमारे बीच में नहीं हैं। मैं प्रदेशवासियों की ओर से दिवंगत आत्मा की शांति की कामना करता हूं। शोक संतप्त परिजनों के प्रति अपनी संवेदना व्यक्त करता हूं। ईश्वर उन्हें सद्गति प्रदान करे, यही प्रार्थना करता हूं।
Extending his condolences to Raju Srivastava's family, Akhilesh Yadav said that there are very few talented comedians like him. He said that he remembered how Raju Srivastava wanted to contest from Kanpur when he had joined the Samajwadi Party.
बहुत अफसोस है, राजू श्रीवास्तव जी आज हमारे बीच में नहीं रहे हैं। राजू श्रीवास्तव जी बहुत गरीब परिवार से निकल करके अपनी मेहनत से, अपने संघर्ष से और अपने टैलेंट से ही कई स्टेज से लेकर के देश और दुनिया में उन्होंने अपनी पहचान बनाई। इतने दिन लगातार वो अपने जीवन से लड़ते रहे। डॉक्टरों का प्रयास रहा होगा, जो बेहतर इलाज मिल सकता है, बेहतर से बेहतर इलाज मिल रहा उन्हें, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी आज हमने उन्हें खो दिया है।
No relief for Mamata's top man. CBI Special Court sentences Anubrata Mondal to 14 days of judicial custody in cattle smuggling case. Jacqueline's dress designer Lipakshi had appeared before the Economic Offences Wing in the 200 crore money laundering investigation. Uddhav Thackeray faction has approached the Bombay High Court seeking permission for holding the Shera rally at Mumbai's Shivaji Park as PMC has not decided on their application. The court is to hear the matter on the 27th of September. Chief Minister M.K. Stalin writes to Prime Minister Modi to instruct the MEA to immediately take up the issue with authorities in Myanmar for immediate rescue and safe repatriation of the 300 Indians, which include 50 Tamilians who are held in illegal captivity. In a big admission by the Karnataka government in court, Karnataka AG said that hijab can be worn in school. He also stated that if the hijab is worn in school, then there is no objection. Even there is no ban on the school premises, but it is not allowed in the classrooms. BJP is holding a protest against the Delhi government. The protests are being led by Delhi BJP President Adesh Gupta, who has asked Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena to probe the Waqf Board's alleged encroachment of Delhi Development Authority land in Deer Park near Hoskas, which he claimed was taking place with the help of area MLA Somnath Bharti. The Supreme Court has directed the Sessions Court to take up for hearing on the 22nd of September a bail plea of Delhi Minister Satyendra Jain in the money laundering case. As the Jagan Mohan Reddy government moves to rename NTR Health University as YSR Health University, TDP holds a massive protest against the YSR-CP government over their decision to rename the health university. TDP leaders are holding a protest at NTR Health University and also outside the State Assembly.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauded the people for contributing wholeheartedly towards the PM Cares Fund as he chaired a meeting of Board of Trustees of the PM Cares Fund where it was discussed that the initiative has a larger vision on effectively responding to emergency and distress situations. Congress steps up 40% Sarkar campaign posters with the title Pay CM, quote-unquote, with the picture of Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai have been affixed across the city of Bengaluru. The QR code will take the user to the 40% Commission Sarkar, unquote, website that was launched by the Congress party recently for the complaints. The posters are also designed to highlight how 40% commission rate has become a norm under the current BJP regime. Mizoram Chief Minister Zoramthanga and Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma are slated to meet with Prime Minister Modi in Delhi. The meet is organized to find a solution for resolving the long-standing border dispute between the two northeastern states. This is the second such meeting between the two chief ministers.
Minister of Mizoram, Sri Zoramthanga ji, and we discuss various issues.
Silent on massive charges, but the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia is repeating Operation Lotus charge. Taking to Twitter, he said that CBI and ED are only working today to carry out Operation Lotus. He further stated that in 95% of the cases, agencies have become the tool of their conspiracy to topple the elected governments of the people. In one of the biggest seizures of heroin, a container having approximately 22 tons of licorice coated with heroin was seized from a container at Nhava Sheva port in Mumbai. Now, according to the Delhi Police Special Cell, the value of the heroin seized is approximately 1725 crore rupees in the international market. In a fresh update in the Neera Radia case, the Supreme Court said that the CBI has conducted 14 preliminary investigations, but no crime case was found in the investigation. The Supreme Court will hear the matter next week. In a big claim, Shiromani Akali Dal Chief Sukhbir Singh Badal revealed that he spoke to two passengers who confirmed that Bhagwant Mann was deplaned in Germany. He highlighted that Lufthansa hadn't explicitly ruled out the allegation that the Punjab Chief Minister was in an inebriated state while boarding the aircraft. BJP slammed Congress over a public newsbreak on Brahmin abuse tape. BJP compared this incident to Rahul Gandhi meeting hate preacher. In a massive crackdown on anti-India elements, State Investigation Agency is conducting raids in Jammu and Kashmir. The State Investigation Agency has carried out raids in 2 locations in Jammu Valley. Countering AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi for his shut, quote-unquote, Jamia Masjid remarks, Srinagar police has now fact-checked Owaisi and said that the Jamia Masjid is fully opened and the leaders staying far from trust is no excuse for ignorance. Students staged a massive protest in private university in Jalandhar as a first-year student staying in the hostel died after committing suicide. Huge number of students were seen on the roads inside the campus of Lovely Professional University. The deceased student left a suicide note behind. The police is claiming that the suicide note reveals that due to some personal reasons, the deceased student had taken that extreme step. The students are now staging a protest against the authorities.
बैठा है तो फिर आप वो वक्फ बोर्ड से पूछिए, चाहे शिया बोर्ड हो, सुन्नी बोर्ड हो, कि भाई तुमने क्या किया इसके ऊपर, उनको पुल अप करिए आप। नहीं, उसके लिए सर्वे नहीं हो रहा है। आपने जो बताया मुझे, जो उनका मीडिया का नोट आया, सर्वे आप सबका कराइए ना। मेरा बोलना है कि मदरसों का क्यों सर्वे, सबका सर्वे कराइए। सिर्फ वक्फ बोर्ड का क्यों, हिंदू एंडोमेंट मठ का सबके सर्वे कराइए। क्यों नहीं कराना चाह रहे आप? सुनिए, जो वक्फ बोर्ड में जो जुफैर फारूकी है, कौन सा गवर्नमेंट का आदमी नहीं है उन्हें?
यूपी के मिनिस्टर बोल रहे सर कि
गॉड की प्रॉपर्टी है, नो वन हैज राइट टू ऑक्यूपाई इट, वो लोग खुद बोल रहे हैं। तो सर आप
सर्वे कराने का मकसद क्या है हमको बताइए ना, बोलिए, आप खुद बोलिए, चलिए क्या सर्वे है उसका?
सर जो मिस्क्रिएंट्स है, जो ग्रैबर्स है, जिन्होंने ये प्रॉपर्टी वहां से जब्त कर लिया,
फिर 1989 नहीं, सुनिए 1989 क्यों बोल रहे हैं आप 19 जाइए ना, पीछे जाइए, 89 क्यों बोल रहे फिर आप?
89 के तहत दी गई
हाँ, आप सुनिए, जो दी गई है वो वक्फ हो चुकी है। सुनिए, एक मिनट, सुनो, जो दी गई वो तो वक्फ हो चुकी है, रजिस्टर्ड हो गया, गजट इशू हो गया उसका, नंबर 1, राइट। अब उसका अगर एंक्रोचमेंट अगर उस पर है तो फिर वो सुन्नी वक्फ बोर्ड और शिया वक्फ बोर्ड क्या कर रहा है? गवर्नमेंट को पावर्स है, उनको बुलाकर पूछिए कि भाई ये आपके पास कितने प्रॉपर्टीज पे एंक्रोचमेंट हुआ 89 के बाद, लिस्ट दीजिए, आप उनसे लीजिए ना। जब एक वक्फ बोर्ड इंडिपेंडेंट ऑटोनोमस बॉडी है, आप उसके राइट्स के ऊपर कैसे जाते हैं? आप कैसे राइट छीन सकते हैं उनका? और अगर सरकार अगर ये कह रही है कि नहीं वो वक्फ की प्रॉपर्टी नहीं है, गवर्नमेंट की है, तो आप सेक्शन 83 वक्फ एक्ट का है, आप जाइए हाई कोर्ट जाइए 226 में।
सर आपने सिस्टमेटिक टारगेटिंग की बात की है माइनॉरिटी मुस्लिम समाज की उत्तर प्रदेश में, पहले आपने अपोज किया मदरसा का सर्वे, अब उसके कुछ दिनों बाद मदरसा का सर्वे शुरू हो चुका है, अब ये हो रहा है, तो आपको क्यों लगता है सिस्टमेटिक टारगेटिंग हो रही है? ऐसा आपको लगता है?
सर्वे तो जानकारी जुटाने के लिए होता है,
जानकारी इकट्ठा कर रही है
नहीं, चलिए आपकी बात को मान लेते हैं, सर्वे हो रहा है, सर्वे सबका कराइए ना, कौन रोक रहा है सर्वे कराने से? सर्वे आप क्रिश्चियन ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस का कराइए, हिंदू एंडोमेंट का, हिंदू मठ के जमीनात का करवाइए, कौन रोक रहा है आपको? और हम आपसे करें कि 89 के बाद जो प्रॉपर्टीज वक्फ में रजिस्टर हो चुकी हैं, जो जहां पर वक्फ के वाकिफ के मंशे के मुताबिक उसका इस्तेमाल हो रहा है, तो आपका इंटेंशन सरकार का है कि वह प्रॉपर्टी छीन ले वक्फ बोर्ड से।
आपको लगता है कि इससे और ज्यादा कंट्रोवर्सी शुरू होगी,
प्रॉपर्टीज
पे विवाद होगा?
सुनिए,
मल्टीपल क्लेम्स आएंगे।
मेरा बोलना है कि क्या सुन्नी वक्फ बोर्ड नहीं है, क्या शिया वक्फ बोर्ड नहीं है? आपने उनसे पूछा कि कितने प्रॉपर्टीज पर एंक्रोचमेंट हुआ है?
सर यही
एक सुनो, आपने उनसे क्यों नहीं पूछा? उसमें सुन्नी वक्फ बोर्ड में तो उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार का आदमी बैठा हुआ है, उनसे पूछा आपने? आप ये सर्वे सबका कराइए, आप क्यों नहीं कराना चाह रहे सबका सर्वे? आखिर क्यों तकलीफ हो रही है आपको? उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार को सबका सर्वे कराइए ना, सब हर समुदाय का जो रिलीजियस प्रॉपर्टीज है सबका करवाइए, आप क्यों नहीं करवाते? आपको मालूम हो जाएगा।
सर जब वक्फ बोर्ड एलिगेशंस फेस कर रहा है तो वक्फ बोर्ड पे कराएंगे ना सर, क्यों एंडोमेंट पे और क्रिश्चियन मिशनरीज पे कराते हैं?
वक्फ बोर्ड एलिगेशंस कहाँ फेस कर रहा?
कहीं तमिलनाडु में
कहाँ? देखो, सुनिए, आपके टीवी चैनल का एजेंडा हो सकता, वो यूपी का एजेंडा है, नहीं मालूम मेरे को, मगर मैं यहाँ पे आपको ये बोल रहा हूँ कि ये छोटा एनआरसी दोबारा है, ये आप वक्फ प्रॉपर्टी को एक एनिमी प्रॉपर्टी की तरह ट्रीट कर रहे हैं आप। 1995 एक्ट क्लियरली बोल रहा, वंस अ वक्फ ऑलवेज अ वक्फ। क्या आप सर्वे करा के उसका लीगल स्टेटस चेंज कर सकते हैं? आप बताइए। नहीं कर सकते ना, नहीं कर सकते। अरे तकलीफ क्या आप मेरे प्रॉपर्टी का नेचर चेंज नहीं कर सकते।
एनआरसी से क्यों कंपेयर?
अरे फिर आप डेटा जमा कर रहे हैं, आप सब चीजों का, आप मदरसा का डेटा जमा कर लिए, अब आप वक्फ का डेटा जमा कर रहे हैं, आप तो उसी राह पे जा रहे हैं।
एनआरसी है, बैकडोर एनआरसी है आपका,
छोटा एनआरसी है भी।
डेप्यूटी सीएम ने खुद कहा है कि मुस्लिम को ये प्रॉपर्टीज नहीं मिले हैं, मोस्टली जो माफिया है उनको ही मिले हैं प्रॉपर्टीज, उसके लिए ये। देखिए,
माफिया हो ना हो, अगर एंक्रोचमेंट है तो सुन्नी वक्फ बोर्ड, शिया वक्फ बोर्ड क्या कर रहा है? सुन्नी वक्फ बोर्ड, शिया वक्फ बोर्ड क्या कर रहा है? सुन्नी वक्फ बोर्ड में जो ऑफिसर है, जो जिम्मेदार है सुन्नी वक्फ बोर्ड का, वो तो यूपी सरकार का आदमी बैठा हुआ है। चलिए, अगर आपको उनको निकालना है ना, कैसे निकालेंगे आप उनको? चलिए मान भी लिया अगर एंक्रोचमेंट हो, कैसे निकालेंगे उनको? आप उनको सेमेरी एविक्शन पावर्स दीजिए, चलिए वक्फ बोर्ड को आप।
एनआरसी से क्यों
बिल्कुल है, डेटा है, बिल्कुल है, इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है, बिल्कुल है। ये छोटा एनआरसी है, ये कंटिन्यूइंग है ये, क्योंकि आप वक्फ प्रॉपर्टी को एनिमी प्रॉपर्टी ट्रीट कर रहे हैं। अगर किसी 89 के बाद जो प्रॉपर्टीज रजिस्टर हुए हैं वक्फ प्रॉपर्टी, उसमें एंक्रोचमेंट हुआ या माफिया हुआ है, तो आप वक्फ बोर्ड को सेमी एविक्शन पावर्स दीजिए ना। चलिए अच्छा, सुनिए, समरी एविक्शन पावर्स दे दीजिए, चलिए, कौन रोक रहा है आपको? दीजिए, चलिए, इलेक्शन पावर्स, समरी एविक्शन पावर्स दीजिए। आप क्यों नहीं देते उनको? आप नहीं देना चाह रहे उनको?
एनआरसी इज अ कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट थिंग।
नहीं, आप डेटा जमा कर रहे।
हाँ, डेटा
तो एनआरसी क्या है? एनआरसी क्या है? वही है, एनआरसी वही है, आप डेटा जमा कर रहे हैं। आप डेटा जमा करके उसका इस्तेमाल करेंगे। क्या सर्वे कराने से कोई लीगल स्टेटस चेंज होता? वक्फ प्रॉपर्टीज का नहीं होता है। और अगर कोई वहां पे एंक्रोचमेंट कराए तो भाई आप उसको निकालने के लिए सुन्नी वक्फ बोर्ड से, शिया वक्फ बोर्ड से क्यों नहीं पूछते? आप उनसे पूछिए, वो एक ऑटोनोमस बॉडी है। आपने क्या किया बताइए आप?
सर, समाजवादी पार्टी है, उत्तर प्रदेश में विपक्ष में है, वो ऑलमोस्ट लगता है कि इस सर्वे के फेवर में है। वो बोलते हैं कि इंक्रोचमेंट हुआ तो सर्वे होना चाहिए और ऐसा एक्शन होना चाहिए इंक्रोचर। आप यहाँ हैदराबाद में हैं, आपकी पार्टी जाके वहाँ लड़ी है, लेकिन मेन जो विपक्ष है वो तो फेवर कर रहा है।
अब अरे वो मुझसे पूछ लीजिए ना, वो क्या क्या फेवर करते हैं, क्या नहीं करते, उनको ही मालूम। उनका क्या चल रहा है मेरे को नहीं मालूम।
मायावती जी बोल रहे हैं कि विपक्ष जो समाजवादी पार्टी तो साइलेंट वहाँ पे।
एक बात सुनिए, बाबरी मस्जिद वक्फ थी, हम खो दिए उसको। एक बात याद रखिए कि ज्ञानवापी भी वक्फ है। मैं आपसे पहले भी कहा था कि 1942 में वक्फ हुआ था ये, 1880 में उसका खसरा पानी का रिकॉर्ड है, दीन मोहम्मद का केस है, और ज्ञानवापी में जो प्रधानमंत्री ने उसका मॉडर्नाइजेशन रिनोवेशन किया, उसमें चेंज ऑफ प्रॉपर्टीज हुई है। अगर किसी वक्फ प्रॉपर्टी पर कोई माफिया इंक्रोच करके बैठा है तो सुन्नी वक्फ बोर्ड क्या कर रहा है, शिया वक्फ बोर्ड क्या कर रहा है? क्या उसमें सरकार के आदमी नहीं है? आपने उनको निकालने के लिए क्या किया बताइए? आप बोलेंगे सर्वे कर, सर्वे आप एक ही समुदाय का क्यों कर रहे हैं? हर प्रॉपर्टीज का सुन्नी वक्फ बोर्ड में, शिया वक्फ बोर्ड में रिकॉर्ड है, वो ले लीजिए, जहां पर लीगल केसेस पेंडिंग है या नहीं है, आप एक्सपेडाइट कराइए उन लोगों को। आपका इंटेंशन वो नहीं है, आपका इंटेंशन ये है कि इन वक्फ प्रॉपर्टीज को ले लिया जाए, और सरकार वक्फ प्रॉपर्टीज को नहीं ले सकती है। उसका एक लीगल प्रोसेस है, वक्फ एक्ट के तहत सेक्शन 83 वक्फ ट्रिब्यूनल को जाना पड़ेगा, या आप हाई कोर्ट को जाइए अंडर 226। कैसा करेंगे? और वक्फ बाय यूजर वक्फ है, लीगल, उसका लीगल स्टेटस चेंज ही नहीं हो सकता।
आप सर वक्त सर्वे का विरोध कर रहे हैं, हिजाब पे अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट में सुनवाई चल रही है, हिजाब पे भी आपका रुख जो है काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग है, आप फेवर में है हिजाब के। विश्व के अलग अलग देशों में हिजाब को लेके काफी प्रोटेस्ट हो रहे हैं, खासतौर पर ईरान पे। तो आप
मेरे को क्या, नहीं, मुझे क्या करना है ईरान से? नहीं, मुझे मैं आपके राष्ट्रवाद को क्वेश्चन कर रहा हूं। आपका राष्ट्रवाद इतना कमजोर क्यों हो गया कि भारत की बच्ची हिजाब पहनना चाह रही, आपको ईरान की बच्ची से मोहब्बत क्यों हो गई? मैं सिटीजन हूं या ईरान की भारत की सिटीजन है? अरे कैसी मोहब्बत है तुमको?
एक तरफ आप
है? अरे आप लोगों को मोहब्बत होनी चाहिए भारत के नागरिकों से, उनके फंडामेंटल राइट से, मगर आपको ईरान की फिक्र है, ईरान की फिक्र है। अम्मा यार, कर्नाटका की बच्ची भारत की नागरिक है, आपको भारत के लोगों से मोहब्बत क्यों नहीं है? ईरानियों से मोहब्बत इतनी क्यों हो गई? पेट्रोल मिल रहा बोल के ईरान से आपको, या चबहार पोर्ट हम लोग बना रहे हैं? आपको मोहब्बत होनी चाहिए, आपका राष्ट्रवाद ही होना चाहिए कि भारत के नागरिक को फंडामेंटल राइट्स मिले। आपको हिजाब पहनता है नहीं पहनता, वो भी तो चॉइस है ना, वो भी तो चॉइस है। अब कोई बच्ची भारत की बोल रही है कि मेरा चॉइस है, कॉन्शियस डिसीजन है, एसेंशियल रिलीजियस प्रैक्टिस है, राइट टू प्राइवेसी है, प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ कल्चर है, मैं पहन रही हूं।
ये सब ठीक है, इम्पोजिशन नहीं होना चाहिए ना सर।
अरे इम्पोजिशन कहाँ है? एक बच्ची पहन रही है तो आप लोग बोल रहे नहीं पहनना। आप कौन होते भाई आपकी चॉइस मेरे पे जबरदस्ती करने वाले? इंडिया है, ईरान की बात ईरानियों से करो जाके आप। आपको लग रहा है क्योंकि हम तेल ले रहे हैं क्या वहां से, हिस्सा से आपको बहुत बड़ी मोहब्बत हो गई ईरान से?
ठीक है सर, पर अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट में भी तो हियरिंग
हाँ है, हियरिंग है ना, हियरिंग है, उसमें क्या बुरी बात है? हियरिंग हो रही, सुप्रीम कोर्ट के ऑनरेबल जजेस सुन रहे हैं, डबल बेंच पे चल रहा है, हर पक्ष अपनी अपनी बात को रख रहा है, उसमें क्या बात है?
सर अभी बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग वाकया हुआ है सुप्रीम कोर्ट में। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने एक टिप्पणी की है भड़काऊ बयानबाजी से जुड़ी याचिकाओं की सुनवाई के दौरान। 1 मिनट लूंगा। जस्टिस KM जोसेफ ने कहा है कि टीवी भड़काऊ बयानबाजी का प्लेटफॉर्म बन गया है। एंकर की ये जिम्मेदारी होनी चाहिए कि बहस में कोई भड़काऊ बात ना हो, वो कुछ गलत करेंगे तो उसका नतीजा भुगतान होगा। प्रेस की आज़ादी अहमियत रखती है।
रुक जाइए, समझ गया मैं। अब आप लोग क्या बोलेंगे इस पे? ये सवाल मेरा आप लोगों से, सब लोगों से। आपके टीवी के एंकर क्या बोलेंगे? बोलो आशीष, बोलो प्रसाद साहब, बोलो सुमित, बोलो अनेरी, बोलो, आप बोलो। आपके एंकर को पढ़ के सुनाइए, ज्ञान दीजिए अपने अपने एंकरों को। इस तरह भड़काऊ बातें मत करो एंकर में बैठकर एज एंकर। या अगर किसी को पागल को या पागल बेवकूफ को बिठाते हैं तो उसको बोलने मत दो इस तरह से। ये तो एंकरों पर इनको
तो बोलते हैं सर, भड़काऊ भाईजान बोलते हैं।
अरे वो तो छोड़ दीजिए, वो
सबसे ज्यादा
नहीं वो मैं तो सबसे बदनाम मैं हूं, मगर यहां पर टीवी एंकर पर कहा गया है आपको अपने एंकरों को ज्ञान देना पड़ेगा। सुमित अपने एंकरों को ज्ञान दो, अनेरी बोलो 9 बजे ऐसा मत करो, थोड़ा ठंडे हो जाओ, बीपी कम करो, ये बोल रहे हैं ना। आप भी बोलिए प्रसाद साहब अपने एंकर को, मेरे से क्यों पूछ रहे हैं आप?
आपने सर ट्वीट किया था श्रीनगर के जामा मस्जिद के ऊपर। कश्मीर पुलिस का कहना है कि वो तो कभी बंद नहीं हुई है।
हाँ।
फिर से कहा है कि नहीं वो बंद रही है।
हाँ।
क्यों वो पुलिस बोल रही है कि नहीं उसको बंद नहीं किया गया मस्जिद?
नहीं देखिए जो हमारे सिन्हा साहब ने जो बात कही थी कि मीरवाइज उमर फारूक ना नज़रबंद है ना बंद है, वो खुद ही तय करें कि वो करना क्या चाहते हैं। भाई मीरवाइज घर से निकल नहीं रहा है तो ये बात का क्या है? ये जितनी बात इनकी सच्ची है वो बात भी उतनी सच्ची है उनकी।
सर हाल ही में RSS चीफ ने बैठक बुलाई जिसमें मुस्लिम इंटेलेक्चुअल्स ने हिस्सा लिया है। कम्युनल हार्मनी इसका एजेंडा बताया गया।
अब एक बात सुनिए ना, अगर हम तो नहीं थे उसमें, पर हम पर ही क्यों शक किया जाता है फिर? अब ये लोग जाकर मिले, इनसे पूछिए क्या बात करके आए आप। RSS की आइडियोलॉजी सारी दुनिया जानती है और आप जाकर RSS से मिलते हैं तो ये जो मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी में ये लोग जो सो कॉल्ड इलीट तबका है, जो वो करेंगे तो बिल्कुल सच है वो, और हम अपनी लड़ाई पॉलिटिकल राइट के लिए, फंडामेंटल राइट्स के लड़ते हैं तो नहीं, हम बुरे हो जाते हैं। तो ये जो इलीट तबका है जो अपने आप को बहुत ज्ञानी समझता है, जिनको रियलिटी से ताल्लुक ही नहीं है, कोई जमीन पर क्या हो रहा है उनको नहीं मालूम, जो आराम से अपनी जिंदगी गुजार रहे हैं, और आप जाकर मिलते हैं RSS के चीफ से। ठीक है, आपका डेमोक्रेटिक राइट है, मैं क्वेश्चन नहीं कर रहा हूं, मगर आपको तो कोई राइट नहीं है क्वेश्चन करने का हमको। फिर
कर्नाटक के स्कूलों में सर हिजाब पे बैन लग गया, लेकिन सरकार ये चाहती है, सरकार ये सोच रही है कि वहाँ पर भागवत गीता को इंट्रोड्यूस किया जाए स्कूल में। इसको कैसे देखते हैं आप?
देखिए, आपको संविधान की आर्टिकल 28 को देखना पड़ेगा। संविधान के आर्टिकल 28 1 और 2 ये कहता है कि रिलीजियस इंस्ट्रक्शन गवर्नमेंट और एडेड स्कूल्स में नहीं पढ़ाया जा सकता। ये संविधान का फंडामेंटल राइट का ये बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर का हिस्सा है। आप कैसे पढ़ा सकते हैं? ये जो जितने भी संघ परिवार की आइडियोलॉजी रखने वाले जिम्मेदार लोग हैं, वो ये कहते हैं कि इस्लाम जो है वो रिलीजियस है और जो कोई भी हिंदुइज्म से ताल्लुक हो वो कल्चरल और मॉरल होता है। अरे भाई, रिलीजियस टेक्स्ट तो सब है ना, गीता भी रिलीजियस टेक्स्ट है, कुरान भी रिलीजियस टेक्स्ट है, बाइबल भी रिलीजियस टेक्स्ट है, गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब भी रिलीजियस टेक्स्ट है। ये कैसे होता है बताइए? और आप ये कह रहे हैं, क्यों कह रहे हैं कि नहीं इसमें हम इवन ड्यूरिंग फ्रीडम मूवमेंट पीपल गॉट फ्रीडम फ्रॉम गीता। अरे भाई, सन 57 की जंग आज़ादी तो उलमाओं ने कुरान और सुन्नत के ऊपर फतवा दिया था। ये कैसे होता है कि इस्लाम की बात आएगी तो नहीं ये रिलीजियस है, और दूसरे हिंदुइज्म की बात आएगी तो आप बोलेंगे नहीं कल्चरल मॉरल है। और सबसे बड़ी छोड़ दीजिए हिंदुइज्म, इस्लाम छोड़ दीजिए, आर्टिकल 28 1 और 1 क्या कहता है, देख लीजिए आर्टिकल 28। क्या किसी भी रिलीजियस इंस्ट्रक्शन को गवर्नमेंट या उसके एडेड स्कूल में नहीं पढ़ाया जा सकता? ये साफ है, आप उसका वायलेशन कर रहे हैं खुला खुला।
सर, तेलंगाना बीजेपी के चीफ हैं पंडित संजय, उन्होंने सरकार पर आरोप लगाया है कि सरकार MIM की मदद से यहाँ PFI को प्रश्रय दे रही है।
अरे छोड़ दीजिए ना, वो बेचारा बकते रहता है कुछ ना कुछ, छोड़ दीजिए बेचारे को। समझ उसको, बेचारा वो बेबहरा हो चुका है, समझ में नहीं आ रहा उसको कि क्या करें, जमीन मिल ही नहीं रही है।
बहुत सारी गिरफ्तारियां हुई सर।
नहीं वो सुनिए, गिरफ्तारियां हुई नहीं हुई वो कोर्ट तय करेगा, वो क्या है सच है वो अलग बात है, मगर इसको लाके MIM से जोड़ देना। अरे भाई, तुम्हारे यात्रा में भीड़ नहीं आ रही तो उसका जिम्मेदार मैं थोड़ी हूं। तुम्हारी यात्रा में भीड़ ही नहीं आ रही, तुम पकड़ के ला रहे लोगों को, आ जाओ ये वो अब उसमें लाके आप उसको टर्न कर दे रहे हैं। तो ये आप करिए, जो करना है करो आपको, मगर तेलंगाना में इंशाल्लाह आपकी जमीन आप नहीं पकड़ पाएंगे।
उन्होंने मुख्यमंत्री को चंद्रशेखर रिजवी
तो क्या अगर मैं अमित शाह, नरेंद्र मोदी और JP नड्डा के बारे में ऐसा ट्विस्ट करके कुछ बोलूं, अच्छा लगेगा क्या? अच्छा लगेगा क्या, बताइए? नहीं सुनिए, दिक्कत का नहीं है। अगर मैं आपका नाम चेंज करके लगा दूं, आपका नाम जो है इतना अच्छा प्यारा नाम है आपका माशाल्लाह, उसको चेंज कर दूं,
केसीआर का नाम कासिम।
नहीं सुनिए, देखिए अगर क्या उनके मुंह में जबान है, दूसरों के मुंह में जबान नहीं है क्या? उनको सोचना चाहिए कि अगर वो एक प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री के बारे में इस तरह से घटिया अल्फाज और जबान इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं, तो वो तो उनकी मानसिकता को दिखा रहा है। उनके पास कुछ बचा ही नहीं सिवाय इसके कि गाली, बस उनकी मानसिकता होगी। आप क्रिटिसाइज करिए सरकार को, खुल के करिए।
नेवल चीफ का कहना है सर कि चाइना रिमेन्स अ फॉर्मिडेबल चैलेंज एंड हैज इंक्रीज्ड इट्स प्रेजेंस नॉट ओनली अलोंग आवर लैंड बॉर्डर्स बट आल्सो इन द मैरीटाइम डोमेन।
ये इनको चाहिए कि प्रधानमंत्री पढ़ ले ये बयान। नेवल चीफ अगर कह रहा है तो प्रधानमंत्री को पढ़ना चाहिए, इसका गौर करना चाहिए। लद्दाख तो यूनियन टेरिटरी है ना, वो तो केंद्र सरकार के तहत ही। वहां का एक कॉरपोरेटर बोल रहा है कि हम जो हॉट स्प्रिंग से चीन और भारत की फौज जो पीछे हटी है, हम पीछे नहीं हटे हैं, चीन पीछे नहीं हटा, बल्कि हमने बफर जोन क्रिएट कर दिया है। ऐसा बफर जोन क्रिएट किया गया है जहां पर हम जा ही नहीं सकते, जहां पर भारत की फौज पेट्रोलिंग करती थी। हमने जमीन चीन को दे दी बफर जोन के नाम पर। लद्दाख का कॉरपोरेटर यूनियन टेरिटरी जो केंद्र सरकार के, वो कह रहा है कि हम तो जमीन छोड़ दिए चीन को, पेट्रोलिंग नहीं कर सकते वहां पर हम लोग। हम पुकार कर कह रहे हैं कि देखिए चीन से खतरा हमको है, चीन हमारी जमीन पर कब्जा करके बैठा है। चीन उस जमीन पर 10 किलोमीटर घुस गया, हम 5 गांव खो चुके हैं जहां पर हमारे नोमैड्स जो है वो ग्रेजिंग करते थे विंटर में, हम वहां नहीं ग्रेजिंग कर सकते। डेमचौक डेमसांग को हम भूल चुके हैं। बिल्कुल, ये तो प्रधानमंत्री की सरकार को बोलना चाहिए चीन के बारे में, बोलते ही नहीं है चीन के बारे में। और कितना ट्रेड इम्बैलेंस है चीन से, देखिए हमारी जमीन पर चीन कब्जा करके बैठा हो, ट्रेड इम्बैलेंस भी चल रहा है। ओके सर।
एससीओ में सर प्रधानमंत्री की विजिट को कैसे देखते हैं? एससीओ आपको खूब लगा प्रधानमंत्री की?
अरे जमीन पे कब्जा करके चीन बैठा हुआ है, आप खड़े रह के फोटो ले रहे हैं उनसे, बताइए आप। डेमचौक डेमसांग में चीन कब्जा करके बैठा है, हम बफर जोन क्रिएट कर दिए। कैसा बफर जोन क्रिएट किया गया बताइए? जिस जगह पर हम पेट्रोलिंग करते थे वहां पेट्रोलिंग नहीं कर सक रहे हैं, कैसे बफर जोन क्रिएट किया गया? ये मैं नहीं कह रहा हूं, लद्दाख का कॉरपोरेटर कह रहा है, वो कह रहा है। तो सरकार खामोश बैठी हुई है। बिल्कुल अफसोसनाक बात है, तकलीफ होती है हमको। आप देश को बेवकूफ बना रहे हैं मोदी सरकार। क्या हमारे कान में फूल है, दिख नहीं रहा है सबको? क्या कर रहे हैं मोदी सरकार? कौन सा राष्ट्रवाद है मोदी सरकार का? इस पर तो बात ही नहीं होती। अब आप लोग रात में 9 बजे शुरू हो जाएंगे, ओवैसी ने एक वफ की सर्वे। अरे चीन पर बात करिए ना, बुलाइए, बुलाकर पूछिए लोगों को बीजेपी के, भाई ये क्या है? कॉरपोरेटर लद्दाख का कह रहा है कि हम बफर जोन क्रिएट करने से हम उस जगह पर पेट्रोलिंग नहीं कर पा रहे हैं। अरे हमारी जमीन है भाई, मैं आपको बताया था डिसएंगेजमेंट और दूसरे के माने क्या होते हैं, आप लोग समझ नहीं रहे उस बात को। क्या स्टेटस को एंटी रेस्टोर हुआ? नहीं हुआ। क्या प्रधानमंत्री ने देश को गलत नहीं कहा था कि कहना कोई गुस्सा है? जब गुस्सा है तो ही तो बफर जोन बन गया ना। अभी जिस जगह पर मैं पेट्रोलिंग करता था, जो जगह मेरी थी, देश की थी, आज हम वहां पर पेट्रोलिंग भी नहीं कर पा रहे। इससे बड़ा धोखा क्या हो सकता है देश को, बताइए आप। थैंक यू।
सर लेस्टर में जो आप बोला, हाँ? लेस्टर में जो दंगे हो रहे हैं, बर्मिंघम में दंगे हो रहे हैं, मंदिर के ऊपर से फ्लैग्स और
यूके में जो वायलेंस।
अरे भाई मैं पढ़ के आ गया वहां से, बस बहुत मेहनत करके आया भाई। ये डिग्री है, देखिए
डिग्री पे झुक गया है, डिग्री
है बस।
लेकिन उसमें संशोधन करके आज हम कुछ लेकर आए जिससे और इससे बल मिलने वाला है, और वो संशोधन करके क्या आज कैबिनेट ने पास किया वो मैं आप सबके सामने रखूंगा। मंत्रिमंडल ने जो एडवाइजरी कमेटी बनाई है उसकी अनुशंसा के आधार पर सेमीकंडक्टर फैब्स हो, डिस्प्ले फैब्स हो, कंपाउंड सेमीकंडक्टर और पैकेजिंग की स्कीम्स के कतिपय संशोधन में जो निर्णय लिया गया है वो है पहले इन 3 स्कीमों के में अलग अलग कैटेगरीज के लिए जो कैपिटल इन्वेस्टमेंट होनी थी उसमें 30 से 50% तक अलग अलग फाइनेंशियल इंसेंटिव्स का प्रावधान था। अब वो 30 से 50% को हटाकर अब इनके स्थान पर एक समान रूप में 50% फाइनेंशियल इंसेंटिव देने का निर्णय किया गया है। यानी कि जो 30 से 50% तक का तीनों योजनाओं पर था वो उसको हटाकर अब फ्लैट उसको 50% किया गया है। दूसरा, पूर्व में 65 NM साइज के कम साइज के ही नोट्स को इंसेंटिव प्लान में लिया गया था ताकि उसको फाइनेंशियल इंसेंटिव मिल पाए। तो अगर किसी ने आना था तो 65 NM साइज से कम साइज वाले ऐसे सेमीकंडक्टर्स बनाने के लिए ही वो देश में आते, नोट्स बनाने के लिए आते। तो अब उससे बड़े वाले जो हैं 65 NM से बड़े वालों को भी इसमें इंक्लूड कर लिया गया है ताकि उनको भी इसका लाभ मिल सके। तीसरा, डिस्प्ले फैब स्कीम में किसी प्रोजेक्ट के लिए जो देय इंसेंटिव था वो 12,000 करोड़ था, उसकी एक कैप सीलिंग थी। अब इस सीलिंग को हटा दिया गया है, अब ये सीलिंग नहीं रहेगी और डिस्प्ले फैब पर इससे ज़्यादा भी इंसेंटिव मिल सकते हैं। तो इन स्कीमों के जो नया आज कैबिनेट ने पास किया है, इन संशोधनों के बाद हमें पूर्ण उम्मीद है कि इस सेक्टर में एक और तो भारत की क्षमता बढ़ेगी, दूसरी ओर निवेश भी आएगा, रोजगार स्वरोजगार के अवसर मिलेंगे, आयात में कमी आएगी और भविष्य में भारत निर्यात की दृष्टि से भी सेमीकंडक्टर फैब्स, डिस्प्ले फैब्स और कंपाउंड सेमीकंडक्टर और पैकेजिंग इस दिशा में भी आगे इस क्षेत्र में बढ़ पाएगा। 2026 तक सेमीकंडक्टर की कुल खपत 80 अरब डॉलर के पार कर चुकी है और 2030 तक ये लगभग 110 बिलियन डॉलर पार होने की उम्मीद है। तो आप स्वयं इस आंकड़े से देख सकते हैं कि देश को इसकी आवश्यकता क्यों थी। तीसरा विषय जो है वो हमारा नेशनल लॉजिस्टिक पॉलिसी को लेकर है। हाल ही में माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने 4 चीज़ों का कुछ दिन पहले ही लॉन्च भी किया। यूलिप की अगर मैं बात करूं, यूनिफाइड लॉजिस्टिक इंटरफेस प्लेटफॉर्म, जिसमें 30 डिजिटल सिस्टम्स को इंटीग्रेट किया गया है। इससे लॉजिस्टिक्स के क्षेत्र में डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी का लाभ भी मिलेगा और ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस को बल